Ladies and gentlemen, Boswell Media Sports presents Friday Night Football.
Boswell Media Sports presents Leake Academy Rebel Football. Now, here is the voice of the Rebels, Philip Palmertree.
It's a second-round playoff edition of Leake Academy Football on Friday, November 3rd. Last Friday night, the 9-seed Rebels won a first-round playoff game for the 7th consecutive year, beating the 8-seed Silliman Wildcats 62-36 down in Clinton, Louisiana. And what a night it was for sophomore QB George Wilcox. QB1 torched the Wildcats for more than 550 yards and a whopping 9 touchdowns, just one short of the all-time Mississippi high school record. 3 Rebel pass catchers had triple digits in receiving yards. Senior Ben Jackson caught 6 passes for 168 and 4 touchdowns. Junior Mathen Weaver had a 94-yard catch and run for 6 points on his way to a 147-yard receiving performance. But another junior, Matthew Nowell, topped them all. He had a 7-catch, 195-yard, 3-touchdown night. Oh, and Nowell also logged 2 interceptions. Tonight, the MAIS 5A bracket pits Leake against the number 1 seed, Starkville Academy. The Volunteers earned a first-round bye last week, but they've enjoyed an outstanding season, going 8-2 and running the table in District 1. Running back Luke Johnson has rushed for nearly 1,100 yards this year, and senior quarterback Briggs Bennett is a consummate game manager who can hit the big pass play when a defense least expects it. Starkville dominated LA back in week 2 of the season, 30-3. But we all know the boys from Madden have come a long way since then. Can the Rebels keep flying high in the postseason? Can they knock off top-seeded Starkville in the quarterfinals? We're about to find out. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame. I'm Philip Palmertree. Billy Steen is our studio producer. Scott Engel is going to join us in a little bit. We thank you for listening on Cruisin' 98, the Cruisin' 98 mobile app, streaming live at Kicks96news.com, where you just click on the Listen Live tab for Cruisin' 98. There's a video live stream available tonight at the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel, presented by Edinburgh Drugs. Tonight's broadcast is powered, as always, by Central Electric Power Association. We have a lot in store for you before kickoff at 7 o'clock. I'll give you the Prince Oil starting lineups. Scott Engel will help us check out the key matchups in tonight's game between Leake and Starkville. But first, a visit with the Rebels head coach Brian Pickens. Stay with us as the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health, providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our number 1 priority.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 Biggie Bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and a small soft drink, all for just $5. That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're gonna feel when you get that Biggie Bag at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and wenches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
What is the value of an independent insurance agent? We don't work for any one insurance company. Instead, we work for our clients. We sell insurance from multiple companies, and that means at South Group Cox Agency, you always have an expert on your side who can find you the best policy and rates for you and your family. Now is the time to come by and let us at South Group Cox give you a free quote. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. South Group Cox Agency, 207 West Main Street in Carthage.
It's the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame. Leake and Starkville are about to get it rocking at J.E. Logan Field in Starkville, the second-round playoff game. And the Rebels head coach, Brian Pickens, joins us. Coach, I'm going to let you lead off with something that I know you don't want to forget. So we're going to do the last thing first to make sure we get it. I know you want to put the message out there of appreciation to Rebel fans and the Leake Academy community about Carnival last week.
Oh yeah, we had a great Carnival. Fun. Last weekend was a great weekend for Leake Academy. Made a 3-hour trip down to Silliman. Got to get home late, and then we had the Carnival Saturday. But like I said, the Carnival was a great great event for us. It was a huge success for us, and like I said, I just want to thank all of our parents, supporters, alumni, patrons, boosters, everybody, the whole community for that. It's such a big event for us, and raise a lot of money for us, and helps us do a lot of things around the school. So yes, I really want to give a thank you for what they did, and making, like I said, last weekend super, because a lot of those parents that were down there at Silliman got home late, and then they were up Saturday morning there at the Carnival. We were all there, a little tired, but had a lot of fun. Well, it certainly was a lot of fun making that long trip to Clinton, Louisiana last week on Friday, when the 9th-seeded Rebels took a 62-36 victory against the Silliman Wildcats. Silliman, the 8th seed. And it was certainly a great night for the Rebel offense. George Wilcox throws 9 touchdown passes, comes within 1 of tying the all-time Mississippi high school record in that category. But as you and I have talked about earlier in the week, you can't really tell the story of that ball game without talking about a defensive change that turned out to really, as I think I said on the air to Scott Engel, it's sort of like we found a key that unlocked a door that enabled us to get some pressure on Silliman and stop them from scoring while our offense kept scoring. Quarter, we made the change, went to a 3-man front, and I think it was a great change for us. They were running power football at us. Sometimes it's hard to put pressure on power football. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think, oh, you just do this, but I know when we run the ball a lot, people that stunt really don't give us much problems. I don't mean that egocentric way, but a lot of times they'll stunt into an inside gap. We're actually blocking down in that gap. Now we're not having to chase the linebacker. He's there. We seal him down, and then we hit the crease, and we're gone. So coming in, we knew that Silliman was a power football team. They had a great running back, and then they had effective passers. Like a 4-man front would put more folks up there, put a little more pressure on them. But like I said, they were good. They had a good game plan set up for it. And so then when we changed, went to that 3-man front, and just kind of moved some linemen around, made them not so comfortable about where they were blocking. And then we're putting pressure on them. And unless you've practiced that, it's sometimes hard to get to see it right there on the field and make game time adjustments. So it started putting pressure on them. I think they, with that pressure, there was some penalties that backed them up. There was also some pressured throws that caused interceptions, and we were able to, stop them. And we felt like in the game, at that time, it was just back and forth from 8-7 all the way to now it was 22-21, and we get a huge stop. They punt it, and honestly, I felt like the biggest play of the game was when we stopped them there, and they had to punt to us, and the ball rolled inside our 5-yard line. Then we were able to, one play, score a 95-yard touchdown pass. And when we took that lead, it really boosted our kids up. And I think it kind of took some air out of their sails because, up until the middle of the second quarter, they had been ahead of us, 8-0, 8-7, 15-7, 15-14 on down the line. And, so as long as they were staying ahead, it kind of keeps your morale up. Even though it's a track meet, you're still ahead. We were still behind. We were in this track meet. We were scoring. but we were still behind, and we just didn't want to chase points at that time. We felt like just be patient and let's just let this thing play out. And then when we got the ball back, remember the 95-yard touchdown pass, our kids got a real morale booster. We had changed defenses. Now just caused their defense to be a little more excited. They got out there. It was a pressured throw. Now picks it off. We get the ball back, and we were able to score to make it 35-22. So we just made a quick 14-point turnaround there, and that right there was really the key to it. And then from there, we just felt like once we could get that cushion on them, keep going the offense. Like I said, they had a really good offense. I mean, you saw them; they were able to run effectively. But then when they needed a pass, when they got down there, they had some good receivers that made some big time catches for them. So, but yeah, that was a huge turning point in the game.
It's hard to come up with more adjectives to describe the performance of the Rebel passing game. And as I mentioned earlier, a record-setting night for sophomore quarterback George Wilcox, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions, throws for about 550 yards. Scott and I had to start going online and looking up the all-time Mississippi high school records to have some kind of point of tracking and comparison as the night went on. You and I have certainly talked about this in recent weeks, but I think what showed up the other night that was so impressive is not only George's arm and his accuracy, but also that he is able to spread the ball around to a lot of different receivers.
You said the adjective, and I'm going to throw this old coach adage that nobody wants to hear because, us coaches can bring everybody down. Everybody gets excited. We can bring everybody down. The adjective I'm going to use is just discipline. You don't think about it. You think, okay, you're out there, you're throwing that ball, it's exciting. I once heard, I was going to give you an old coach quote. I once heard Steve Spurrier say, passing makes the fans happy. He said, even when you drop a pass, everybody's excited. He said, you run up in there a few times and hit a brick wall, everybody's going to boo you, but they're going to cheer you when you're passing, but so passing is exciting. It's exciting to watch. But the thing about it is, we've had some guys come through our school that, can throw the football. Now, we've never thrown over 500 yards now. So that was the first time I stood on the sideline and observed it. Wished I would have known it was happening. We get done with the game and you just know he threw for a lot of yards, but you don't have an idea of how many yards he's thrown for or touchdowns. But I would have to say the word discipline because, from the offensive lineman having to pick up stunts, the backs having to set up, pick up extra stunners, George's drops, that's something he has worked on his fundamentals all year. And then our receivers, the routes that they're running. I don't mean this, sarcastically, but this was not just take the ball, hum it down the field, and that receiver just go get it, and he runs on in for a touchdown. No, these were combo routes that we've got reads off of. These were guys having to get open. These were actual play calls. This wasn't just all fade, here we go. This was play calls. The 95-yard touchdown, that was something we had put in this last week, and it got Weaver. The deep route to Now. There was actually another read on that play where Now was going so deep over there. And so there was actually other routes that were being read and they were covered, and that's what opened that up. And so a lot of times you see an underneath route open up. Well, it was because they had taken something else away. And so that's the adjective I'm going to use, and that's what was so impressive about it. Number one is that you got a young sophomore quarterback back there that's able to read the field, understand exactly what you're trying to do, can actually offer suggestions to you as you're calling these plays as to what he is seeing out there. And then when you take these receivers, a high school football team a lot of times is lucky to have one or two guys who can really catch. I've seen it, many times, whether sometimes it was us or sometimes it was somebody else. You got one guy who's really got good hands, but you're talking about, and I'll say this, we got 5 guys that can make big time catches for us. And that puts a lot of pressure on defenses, and that's discipline. Every day those receivers get out there and I'm going to use Ben James. We talk about Ben Ben Jackson. Ben Jackson, one day a week, will go down there, or sometimes 2 days a week, depending on what's going on. He'll go down there with the offensive lineman, be in a cage, having to block defensive linemen. And then he'll come over there and he'll work on catching. Our receivers are over there, they're on a machine over there. They're working their hands. They're, doing noose tuck drills. And, a lot of times Ben Jackson has to do both. He's down there blocking and working, noose tuck drills and to work on his hands and to tuck the ball in and tuck it in before you run. There's a lot that goes into it. And as a coach, when we talked about, hey, this is what we've got, we want to be a throwing team, I've got to give hats off to these kids and the hard work they've done to be able to accomplish what they did, because that was a real accomplishment. We talk about like running game. When you rush for 500 yards, your quarterback had 200 and your running back, there's a lot goes into that. Blocking, schemes, seeing this stuff from the booth. How are they lining up to this formation? Were you able to outflank them here? Well, this passing system's the same way. And it was exciting. I'm sure as a fan, it was really exciting. As a coach, it's, you're watching the strategy of it and you're seeing these things. And as a coach, you're just trying to get that end zone. So a lot of times you're not seeing the excitement. Now, you're happy when you see the ball go over everybody's head and you got one guy behind everybody, you're fixing to score. But like I said, the Weaver play where, he was able to break it, the Ben Jackson play across the middle there where he, catches it wide open and then is able to make a few people miss. So these receivers have done a lot to allow us to do this stuff, because when George drops back, we really don't know where the ball's going. Some people say, this kid had this many catches or this kid has, we don't know. It's like option football. It's like the old triple option I used to run. When you call the play, when you called old Veer, you didn't know if the fullback was coming out of there, quarterback, or it was going to get pitched. This is the same thing. When you call the play, you don't know who's getting it, but these kids, from George reading it to the lineman protecting him to give him time to read it, and then the receivers, George feels confident. If this is his read, boom, he's going to throw it, and that ball is going to get caught, and something good's going to happen with it. So it's really an exciting group. It's what I've said all year long. Back, we've laughed and we've said this 100 million times. Go back to the 0-4, and I'm really optimistic about this group. But that's what I was seeing back then. I was seeing it in practice. I was like, wow, this group, you got 4 guys that are all dangerous. You got this quarterback that understands it and has an arm that can get it done. And you've got this young line that is intelligent enough to pick up stunts and understand the protection. Because, we use multiple protections, when we call plays. And so this is what I was seeing. So, yeah, I would have to say, if you said the adjective, it would be just discipline and hard work to get to this point. And like I said, it's a fun offense. And it's an offense that, it's just fun to watch, I'm sure. But like I said, a lot of hard work and discipline went into it. And you were talking about the 9 touchdowns. I wish somebody had told me that a little earlier. See, I didn't know until the very end that we were 1 touchdown shy. I was like, well, it was impressive. I kind of wish I'd known that stat a little earlier, but at that moment we found out, I was like, all right, we're just trying to get out of here and get ready for next week, because next week's big now. But no, like I said, they did a great job. I'm proud of them. And from a coaching standpoint, like I said, when I was optimistic, that is what I saw. This is the potential I saw this team have. And I'm just so excited about it.
Up next, Coach Pickett and I will reminisce a little bit about some memorable Leake playoff appearances from years past. So stay with us as the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame continues.
Register to win a 70-inch smart TV during the end of summer savings sale at Woodstock Furniture Value Center. Bedrooms plus free mattress $7.98. Living rooms just $6.98. Dining sets only $3.98. And queen mattresses $1.99. Kings $2.99. Plus, it's all backed by our low price and same-day delivery guarantee with no credit needed and no money down. Only at Woodstock Furniture Value Center in Meridian, Philadelphia, and WoodstockValueCenter.com.
It was my turn. I oversaw the ordering of our family reunion custom t-shirts. I had no idea what I wanted, but the girls at In Sports were so helpful. They showed me several ideas and colors that made my decision much easier, and the prices were very reasonable. Thank you to In Sports for filling my order quickly. You'll always be my go-to for personalized t-shirts. Check out their Facebook page to see more cool things they personalize. In Sports, Beacon Street, Philadelphia.
Neshoba County Co-op knows that opening day of dove season is one of the most anticipated and popular hunting days of the year. It brings family and friends together. Dove season's one of the first hunting opportunities of fall as the long and hot Mississippi summer ends. Get on over to Neshoba County Co-op today. They've got everything you need to make the big day a huge success. Neshoba County Co-op, 338 Main Street, Philadelphia.
At Pelahatchie.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
All right, back at Starkville for the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame. Rebels and Volunteers about to kick off in an MAIS 5A second-round playoff game. We still have Coach Brian Pickens with us to talk about the Rebels. And, Coach, your team, your program has an 18-year consecutive playoff appearance streak going and an impressive 7-year streak in winning first-round playoff games. So that's that itself is impressive. And you and I talked about it a little bit last week about how that speaks to the program, to the expectations, the work ethic, and the instruction that you and the staff give. But I want to direct your attention just to reminisce just for a minute here about 2020 season, the 13-0 season, and a tremendous playoff run, beating Hartfield, Lamar, and then Adams County Christian in the state championship game. 3 years removed, what stands out in your memory now about that run and that group?
Probably, if you really want to know the truth, the pressure when you come into the playoffs 10-0, and two of those teams we had beaten. Well, both of those teams were in our district, Hartfield and Lamar. I just remember there was a lot of pressure because you've beaten these teams. You're undefeated. There is no ceiling with this group, and so you've got to keep the guys motivated. You've got to keep practice on schedule. You've got to prepare, and you can't let what you did in the past influence what you're going to do that week. And so really the pressure of it, but like I said, it was an exciting run. Really proud of those guys. I just remember that Hartfield game went down to the wire, and I thought our kids just did an extremely great job that night against Hartfield, and then we came out against Lamar. And in that Hartfield game, and every game, that's something I always tell our players. A lot of times I'll say it, in the pregame, that every football game basically is based on about 3 or 4 plays. There's 3 or 4 plays that are going to affect this football game, and you've got to be ready to step up when those plays come at you. And I think one of the big ones, and I think one everybody remembers, was the reverse pass down there, from Rhett to Levi down there. The score was, I think it was 35-35, and we ran a reverse and flipped it back and hit it down the field, a little trick play. That was huge. And then the next big play was against Lamar. The 50-yard field goal. The score was 14-7. Lamar had just stopped us. Cole could punt the ball and put you inside the 2-yard line. He had some type of magic he would do with that ball when he'd punt it. And so my first thought was, we're going to punt it. We're going to pin them deep. Our defenses, we had a good defense that year. Let's just let us play defense. We'll get the ball back. We'll see what happens. And, there was a timeout, and I just looked at Cole and I said, have you got this? He said, oh, I got this. And, he goes out there, and I've never seen a 50-yard field goal on my sideline before. And, I mean, he booted that thing. And I think that was something that just took the air out of our opponent that night when they had stopped us, because, we were putting up a lot of points that year, and they had stopped us, and it was still a tight game. And then when we had played them earlier, we had to come back to beat them. I think they felt pretty good about the stop, and then we were able to kick that field goal and go up, 17-7. It was like like they never rebounded from that, because I can't remember what the final score was, but it was it was pretty good, lopsided score. And then we go down to state championship game, and that was an exciting time. To be down there, to be in this, and those kids felt like this was their year. And I remember coming out, we just had that defensive battle there, and then you remember that huge play where Thomas Cheatham picks the ball off and runs it in. We go up 10-0, so we actually had a cushion for the first time. So you remember those big plays. But that was, like I said, that was a fun year. It was an exciting year, and it's a year as a coach you want to do it again.
In a couple of sentences, what do you think it takes for a team to play their best when it matters the most at the end of the year?
I think persistence. I think you have to, a lot of people don't understand about playoffs. Playoff football is, and this is going to shock people when I say this, these kids are tired. I mean, they have been out there. You take our kids, this is the 15th week of being in pads for them. They have been out there for 15 weeks, and their bodies are sore. Everybody's got some type of it. It might not be an injury, but it's a sprained ankle. You start the year off, everybody's running out there to go to practice. Now all of a sudden you get this time of year, people are getting their ankles taped. They're putting on some type of brace. The bodies have been beat up. They're sore. They're tired. They've done this now for 15 straight weeks. So I always say it's persistent. I always say it's keeping it as routine as you can to keep those playoffs routine, and there's that level of excitement. I always say as a coach, you've got to keep them excited to be out there during this time of year, because this is a reward. And so we go out there, we don't we prepare very similar to what we do during the regular season, but we always want them to know this is your reward. You've put yourself into this position. Now embrace it and enjoy it, and don't take it for granted. And last week we had a really good Wednesday practice, and you could tell that there was a level of excitement, and that's where you want to be. You want the end of the practice week to have that level of excitement, because they've got to go out there. Playoff football is all self-motivated. I've said that a lot of times. Back in the old days of football, there was a lot of, it's still a physical game, but it's probably more physical than, as far as what you did on offense. You didn't throw a lot. You ran. You hit heads a lot. And, a lot of times the motivation came from, from outside. It was external motivators. Well, in playoff football, it's internal motivation, because there's no tomorrow, there's no next week, there's no, we're going to fix this. No, it's you've got to do it that night. And, and so basically you start that week, and your kids have to be internally motivated to get themselves better, because that night they're going to face, adversity. Every football game's got adversity. Last week, we won 62-36, but we went 1.5 quarters down the whole time. We had taken a 3-hour bus trip. We had done a lot of things that we had not done before. And so we were facing adversity at that time. And so when we changed defenses, our kids had to be internally motivated to make that change and make things happen, And then throughout that night, that was a lot of points scored. There was a lot of yards thrown. So everything had to be internally motivated. It couldn't be, I'm just tired on this play. No, because that play was a play that might pop and you're going to go score a touchdown to give us even more, more breathing room. So probably not what you wanted to hear, but that's just the truth. It's just that internal motivation that just staying persistent in what you do every day, and going through, going through those practices with that internal motivation that this is your reward for doing well. This is your reward for getting to this point. Now do something with it, because you've given yourself this opportunity. That's what I preached them. You've given yourself this opportunity. Now you go do something with it. We're as coaches, we're going to coach this thing because we're excited to be here every year. But you do something with it when you're on the field.
Next, Coach and I'll take a quick look at tonight's matchup between the Rebels and the Starkville Academy Volunteers as the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame continues.
I sure do like my new hunting rifle. I bought it over at Ozark Ag. When I went in, they had such a great selection. Took me a while to make up my mind. I have it sighted in now, and I'm ready for the big bucks. Tomorrow I'm going back over to Ozark Ag and stock up on ammo. While I'm there, I just might check out those deer stands. Hey, honey, I know you're listening. Make sure you shop for me at Ozark Ag. They're on Highway 16 West in Carthage.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-through and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
We were celebrating a birthday, so we took the family out to dinner at a steakhouse. You may have known it as Lee's, but now it's a new building with a new name. The same great chef and owner, Artie Reed, and Hometown Prime. My beef filet was cooked perfectly, and we can't wait to go back. Steak, seafood, the best sweet tea, and of course, homemade desserts.
Delicious.
For daily specials and hours, Google Hometown Prime and like them on Facebook. Hometown Prime is ready for you. Highway 21, Sebastopol.
Back with one last segment with head coach Brian Pickens as Leake and Starkville get set to kick off in the second-round playoff game. Coach, we've got a Starkville team in front of us tonight that beat us in week 2, but I think it'd be fair to say that we're certainly a different team, but we also need to acknowledge they're a different team. They've improved a lot, haven't they?
Oh, they have. Both teams have. Well, think about it. Both teams now, after that game, have probably. I know we've got 10 games under our belt since then. That was week 2, and for them, I think they've got 9 games. Because they had the off week last week, but they got the first round bye. But that's a lot of experience for a lot of young men. And so, yes, they're playing really well here at the end. They were playing good. They've played good all year. I'll just say that they're the number 1 ranked team. They've played good all year because I thought they were really a good football team. We played them earlier in the season, and I felt like not taking anything away from them. We were young, we were inexperienced. We were still trying to work out some things. And they were an experienced football team earlier, and they had it going. And you can watch them throughout the year, and they stayed very, very consistent to what they do, and have gotten better at that. I think we have matured a lot. I think we kind of know who we are. We know we know where our strengths are and where our weaknesses are, and we've tried to capitalize on those. And so, it's going to, I think it's going to be another exciting game. I've always said that when Starkville and Leake play it, it's a hard hitting game, both teams. And the biggest thing that I see with both teams, like I said, we play them in junior high, we play them in high school. And the biggest thing that I see is that both groups have a lot of pride in their school and their football program, and so it's a very old school rivalry. It's two schools that want to do their best for their football program and want to do their best for their community. So, like I said, so it'll be an exciting game. Starkville's a team. I think I've said this same speech for the last 10 years, how long, we've been in the same district. We used to be in the same district, and we've played them every year. They're a team. They're very physical. They want to run that football. They want to come get you on defense. They're great. They're great tacklers. That's the biggest thing. They're fundamentally sound, but they're great tacklers, great open field tacklers. If they get you on field, they're going to tackle you. And both schools, as far as run, it used to be both of us ran about the same thing. Well, now, we're probably a little different now. We throw a little more, but but that's probably that's the only thing that's probably changed over the last 10 years. And now we probably try to focus more on throwing, and they're still a predominant run team. But their kids are well coached. I've always said the biggest comment I got about Starkville Academy is their kids are so fundamentally sound. They're in their discipline, and I've always said as a coach, you can't get a greater compliment than that. And their coach up there has been consistent with that. There's been changes in coaching, in like assistant coaches, but the same guy, Chase Nicholson's been up there for, I'd be scared to even say, but it's got to be over 10 years he's been up there.
Yeah, it's about 10 years.
Yeah, and done a super job and keeps that program so consistent. That's, and I say hats off to him because he does that. He keeps his program always on top. He, his kids play hard. They play to the end. And so, as you go up there to play a team like that, you have a lot of respect for them. But then you also say that's also not the most fun people that you can play because they're going to be ready to play you.
Well, Coach, we know the Rebels will be ready to take on the challenge tonight. We appreciate you joining us here in the TNK Woodmiser pregame. Good luck to you and the Rebels.
Well, thank you so much, Philip.
All right, when we come back from the break, Scott Engel joins me, and we'll go a little bit deeper into the matchups tonight for Leake versus Starkville. So stay with us as the TNK Farms Woodmiser pregame continues.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
At Wendy's, you don't need a psychic to tell you your hamburger's gonna taste great.
Excuse me?
Because every square hamburger is a sign you're getting the best.
Did someone say sign?
4 corners of hot and juicy fresh beef that make deliciousness its destiny every time.
Hold on. I'm getting fresh beef.
When you want the best hamburger, square's the beef. Choose wisely.
Choose Wendy's, Dave Single. I am a psychic, after all.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
What is the value of an independent insurance agent? We don't work for any one insurance company. Instead, we work for our clients. We sell insurance from multiple companies, and that means at South Group Cox Agency, you always have an expert on your side who can find you the best policy and rates for you and your family. Now is the time to come by and let us at South Group Cox give you a free quote. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. South Group Cox Agency, 207 West Main Street in Carthage.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, how may we help you?
Hey, I have a new puppy and I need to bring her in for vaccination.
Oh, what's her name?
Ellie.
We're so glad you called for an appointment and look forward to meeting you and Ellie.
This is Dr. Brooke Bobo, and we at Carthage Veterinary Clinic are glad to schedule you an appointment for you and your pet. That way we can give you the time that you deserve.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, Highway 16 West in Carthage. Find all our contact info on Facebook or Google.
Now, Bob, when we started the Bring Your Kid to Work Day, this wasn't exactly what we had in mind.
I'm sorry, but they're my babies. We're about to go grab lunch and then head to the farm.
Well, where are you headed?
Rosebud General Store, out there in Rosebud on Highway 487 East. Nothing but the best for my babies. They got everything you need for your farming family.
Well, your calf sure is sweet. Does she have a name?
That there's the Cow Patty.
Whoa, let me get this straight. You named your cow Patty?
No, sir. It's what you stepped in.
Ew.
Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East.
Boswell Media Sports.
We resume the TNK Farms Woodmiser pregame. Leake and Starkville Academy. They've both finished their warm-up drills. Got the Starkville captains out in the field. Here come the Rebels marching out to the far sideline. We're about to have football. We appreciate you listening. I'm Philip Palmertree. Bring Scott Engel in just a second. Video live stream is available at the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel. That's presented by Rosebud General Store. And tonight's broadcast is powered by Central Electric Power Association. We've got John Alden Crosby on the camera. We've got Billy Steen as our studio producer. And we're glad to have you here. Glad to have a second-round playoff game that Scott and I are going to talk about in just a moment. But let's get right to the West Side Body Shop. I'm looking at the the thing wrong here. Here we go. The Prince Oil starting lineups. There it is. So Prince Oil starting lineups for tonight's game for the Rebels. And no surprises here. We'll start on defense in the middle. Hagan Bobo, junior, 6'1", 240. If it's a four-man front, it'll be Garrett Joyner at defensive tackle, 6 foot tall, 183 senior. At defensive end, Grayson McDonald, 6 foot tall, 197 junior. John Donovan, the senior, at the other end, 5'11", 175, the three linebackers. Tyler Winstead, four linebackers. It'll be Tyler Winstead at 5'10", 157, a junior. Kobe Kemp in the middle, sophomore, 5'10", 190. Camden Marble coming down to help as well, 5'10", 152, senior. And then on the outside, no, I got all four of them. There's Grayson McDonald. All right, I'm getting a little excited here. Got to get my head together here. Charlie Brantley will see action at corner, senior, 6'1", 145. He'll also be the primary ball carrier on offense at running back in tonight's game. The starting corners going to be Braden Hall, senior, 5'9", 146, and Joshua Gray, 5'9", 140. At safety, we'll see Jack Harkins, junior, 5'11", 136, and Matthew Nowell, junior, at 5'10", 141. On offense, Connor Moore will have his hand on the ball first. He's the sophomore center at 5'10", 265. We'll have at left guard John Wyatt King, sophomore, 5'11", 255. Tanner Walsworth, the freshman, at right guard, 6 foot tall, 227. The tackles on the left, Hayden Jenkins, junior, 6'1", 228. And the lone senior on the group is Carter Walsworth at right tackle, 6'2", 308. Ben Jackson will be at tight end, 6'3", 198. Sometimes he'll split to wide out. Also at wide out is catch 22, Mathen Weaver, junior, at 6 foot tall, 145. Matthew Nowell, we mentioned earlier, of course, he'll be at receiver. He's the leading receiver on this Rebel ball club. And we'll, of course, talk about some of the eye-popping stats here in just a minute. But also Jack Harkins will see some action at receiver. We'll also have Major Chandler at H-back and some in blocking situations in the backfield. He's a freshman, 6'1", 218. You better guard him. He's caught the touchdown pass each of the last two games. Mentioned Charlie Brantley getting most of the totes at running back. We may see some Caden Chipley as well, the junior at 6 foot tall, 184. And at quarterback, QB1, George Wilcox, sophomore, 6 foot tall, 225, and I'm going to tell you, he's grown about 2 inches this season, so I don't believe that 6 foot tall is accurate any longer. But here are George's stats on the season. 152 completions out of 273 attempts for nearly 2,700 yards, 28 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, averaging just under 10 yards per attempt. The punter will be Seth Martin in tonight's game, and Matthew Nowell will handle the kicking duties. We'll bring Scott in, but we've got to take the break for the prayer and the national anthem, so we'll do that at this time. When we come back, T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame will continue, and we'll have kickoff between Leake and Starkville in the second round 5A MAIS playoff game from J.E. Logan Field in Starkville. So don't go anywhere. Leake Academy playoff football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Total Pain Care's mission has always been to reduce suffering, increase function, and provide a better quality of life for every patient. Dr. Eric Pearson and Dr. C.C. Martin are committed to treating patients with the highest standard of care. Total Pain Care has full-time clinics in Meridian and Philadelphia, providing a convenient option for Neshoba County and surrounding areas. Total Pain Care, located in the Medical Arts Clinic at Neshoba General Hospital. Here to help you get back to living your best life.
Is this a familiar sound that seems to be never-ending? Money for this, money for that? Don't worry. Eastside Pawn and Gun to the rescue. Take your pawn to them in exchange for the loan you need to help you through unexpected seasons. Confidentiality will always be respected when you do business with Eastside Pawn and Gun. So what are you waiting for? Stop the fretting and get on over there. Eastside Pawn and Gun, Highway 16, Carthage.
Hello, Rebel fans. It's time for kickoff. Moore's Pharmacy welcomes you to an exciting night of Friday night football. Moore's Pharmacy takes great pride in supporting Leake Academy Rebels, the perfect place to start your weekend. Okay, Rebels, let's kick it off.
Boswell Media Sports.
Getting close to a 7 o'clock kickoff. Leake and Starkville Academy, the Volunteers and Rebels met back in week 2. A day there where it was 100 degrees during the daytime, and it wasn't much cooler at kickoff, and we even kicked off 30 minutes later. But it's much more comfortable tonight, about 59 degrees right now at kickoff, a little east breeze, but not much wind at all. Really dry, low humidity night, about 30% humidity. Still a little bit of green on the grass, but that cold weather, Scott's turning it a little bit. And an old high school coach friend of mine in Alabama like to say, it's good to be around when the ground turns brown.
Amen, brother. Amen.
That means you're playing. The Rebels certainly caught
sir.
a lot of attention last week with almost 600 yards of total offense, 9 touchdowns for passes for George Wilcox. Let's talk about this one tonight as the Rebels are about to kick it off.
Well, look, the last time we was here, the grass was green, and so were the Leake Academy Rebels. That is no longer the case. We've got a team that is seasoned, that has grown every week, and we've been hitting the mouth, and then we've gotten to where now we can hit back. And I think the entire season is coming to fruition here to just see how much Coach Harkins and them have brought this team tonight. I'm excited.
Hey, same here. Leake's the 9 seed playing the number 1 seed in 5A. Great season for Starkville. They are 8-2. They ran the table in District 1. We'll talk about them during this first possession. Rebels going to kick right to left. Matthew Nowell's got it teed up. Swings the leg. Here we go. High kick going to be hit about the 14, taken at the 10. Coming around middle of the field, Ben Lyle escaping, 35, 40, still on his feet, then fumbles as he was hit, but it looks like Starkville has fallen on it around the 41-yard line. So a good return, but nearly some drama on the opening kickoff.
Oh, if Marble was been 6'5" and that arm would have been a couple of inches longer, we'd have had a fumble recovery there.
Yeah,
good hitting going on.
He nearly raked it in. He reached that hand out and just couldn't quite get to it. They set the ball at the 40, so Starkville in blue helmets, blue jerseys, orange numbers, trimmed in white, plain white pants. Leake in navy helmets, white jerseys, white pants, navy numbers. Hand off to Luke Johnson on first down. He's going to try to swing and sweep out to the left side and cut up the hash, get put on his side at the 45, pick up 5 yards. Credit 21, Grayson McDonald with the tackle.
Yeah, looks like they're going to start trying off tackle. They did that last time.
Luke Johnson has run for almost 1,100 yards this year and 10 touchdowns. He has really been a revelation for them. Hardly carried the ball at all last year for them. 3 wide receivers in the formation. This time Briggs, the quarterback, on the keeper, has daylight across the 50 into Rebel territory. Charlie Brantley hits him at the 43, and then Jack Harkins finishes him off at the 41, but that's a really nice gain of about 14 yards, and it picks up the first down for the Volunteers.
Yeah, we're in that 4-down set. Our outside guy got pinned just a little bit inside, which gave him the crease. Good pursuit.
Starkville comes to the line at the 41, straight in front of us. On the right hash, wide receiver to each side from the pistol set. They'll give it straight ahead to Johnson, and he'll find a couple of yards. Camden Marble with a solid hit on him, puts him down after a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. And Starkville will huddle up. They have thrived by being very balanced this year. And that's week 2 game. They kind of lulled us to sleep sometimes and then hit us over the top with a big play. Keeper for Briggs Bennett. He's going to head up the field. Nice read right side. And Grayson McDonald got a couple of hands on him, slowed him down as he got to about the 36. So they give him the 35. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Grayson and Marble sort of cornered in there. Outside was open, but they turned him back in. That was a good play. Right side on the defense.
Bennett has thrown for 1,100 yards on the year, completed better than 60% of his passes. Here's a 3rd and 4 play, and he's by himself in the backfield. 4 wide receivers and a tight end. Going to turn, throw it to a wide open man at the 30 who cuts up the field, 25 and down to the 20. Charlie Brantley finally put the tackle on the receiver.
Nothing like a quick slant to wake you up.
I think that was Creed Pierce making the catch. A nice run. Ball right near the 20, just outside the 20. Another first down for Starkville. First quarter presented by Leake County Co-op. 9.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. First possession. Bennett going to fake, keep it. Wide open hole up the middle. Going to get to the 15, down to the 10, close to the first down. Looks like he's going to have it by about half a yard, and that should be 1st and goal for the Volunteers. I haven't seen the indication yet. Yep, they're going to say 1st and goal.
Yeah.
Laval's operating in the David Barham Insurance red zone for the first time tonight, and they have had one pass but been running it really well, just basic read option in the backfield. Johnson at the right hip of Bennett. 3 wide receiver set. He's going to throw toward the corner of the end zone. The big receiver, McKenzie, is there, and he cannot hold on to it. Good coverage back there from Charlie Brantley.
This is reminiscent of last week,
Yep,
isn't it?
they found that tall receiver, Luke McKenzie, a couple of times with that size mismatch on Charlie Brantley. They tried to exploit it there, but good play by the Rebel cornerback, Charlie Brantley. 2nd and goal. Send 2 out to the left, 1 to the right. Ball right about the center of the playing field. Handoff Johnson, and he's met at the line. Tyler Winstead hops on his back and rides him down at about the 9, maybe the 8. They'll give him 2, I think, to the 8-yard line. Be 3rd and goal.
Yeah.
McKenzie, the tall receiver, out along the numbers to the right. They'll send Owen Cavillion out to the left. Have Pierce in the slot. Going to hand it to Johnson right side. He cuts up field, and he's going to zigzag his way into the end zone around a couple of Rebel defenders. Starkville strikes first.
Yeah, Grayson turned him back inside. He had no interior pursuit, though. Walked it right in.
Vols go 60 yards on their opening drive and take a 6-0 lead with the extra point pending here. Off the toe of Nathan Miller. Right-footed kicker waits, snap, hold, kick. It's very high and it's good. 8:13 to go first quarter. 7-0 Starkville. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the Morris Pharmacy kickoff as Leake Academy playoff football continues.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
I sure do like my new hunting rifle. I bought it over at Ozark Ag. When I went in, they had such a great selection. Took me a while to make up my mind. I have it sighted in now, and I'm ready for the big bucks. Tomorrow I'm going back over to Ozark Ag and stock up on ammo. While I'm there, I just might check out those deer stands. Hey, honey, I know you're listening. make sure you shop for me at Ozark Ag. They're on Highway 16 West in Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Owen Miller for the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. Kick it from the middle of the field. Line drive, hits at the 20. Grayson McDonald scoops it up at the 18, comes up the middle of the field, gets to the 25, the 26-yard line before John Stephen Card drags him down. Rebels trying to answer after a 60-yard drive, 8 yards on the scoring play from Luke Johnson, his 14th touchdown of the year. 11th touchdown of the year on the ground. Miller's extra point made it 7-0. That's a performance therapy reset. 2x2 receivers for Leake on first down. Wilcox gets it out of his hands quickly to Matthew Nowell, complete at the 30, and he's hit once, hit twice, stopped after a gain of 4, maybe 4.5, just past the 30. They'll give him a nice spot to the 31. We'll call it 5, 2nd and 5 for the Rebels. Tonight's broadcast powered by Central Electric Power Association. 7-0 Starkville. 7:40 on the ticking clock. Trips out to the right. Now we'll split out to the left. He'll throw quickly, complete. Wide open in the middle is Mathen Weaver, and he's going to get a few extra yards after the catch up to the 46. So they get 15 on that play, and that's good enough for a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10.
It's starting to look like last week. Volley, almost like tennis.
Yep, to serve and volley. L.A. from the 46, 3-man front for Starkville, and they come offside. The Rebels will get a free 5 and get it set a yard deep into Starkville territory. Wilcox looks into Corey Burns, and hey, before I forget it, today is Coach Corey Burns' birthday.
Woo.
So you can fill in the rest.
He's going to light them up tonight.
One split to the left, 3 to the right. Quick throw, complete to Weaver. At about the 46-yard line, they'll get 3, perhaps 4, depending on where they spot it. They only give him about 2.5 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 3. Well, the Rebels ball at the 40. Yeah, they only gave him 1 there, so 2nd and 4. After a 1st and 5. From the shotgun. Kid, quick throw complete to Weaver. Gets a nice block. Gets outside the 40. Then driven into the near sideline at the 36-yard line. Good catch by 22, Mathen Weaver. It picks up a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st down for Leake.
Phillip, that was a good pass. That was a good catch. That was a good move. That was a great block.
Yeah, the block came to the inside.
Yes.
And really allowed him to move outside the numbers. They come to the line quickly. Kent spreading the field. This time the handoff to Charlie Brantley. He's got a nice gain on 1st down. Gets about 4, maybe 5 to the 30, between the 32 and the 31. Call that a 6-yard pickup on the first rush of the night from the Rebels. It's 2nd down and 4. 3 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Wilcox to throw, quick out. Caught by Harkins, but he's going to get basically nothing. He gets hit right away, sent sideways into the far boundary. Blake Little making the hit on him and driving him out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down, but something manageable here, about 4 yards.
That was a tough yard to gain there.
Harkins comes out. Major Chandler comes in. Clock stopped with 6:26 to go. First quarter. Starkville leading 7-0. This is the Rebels' first possession of the night. Wilcox back to throw. Lots of time. Throws complete inside the 20 to Mathen Weaver. He's going to be tackled right there at the 19. Good pass and catch. Card. Also McKenzie in for Starkville on the tackle. But now the Rebels are in the David Barm Insurance red zone after picking up the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10 at the 19.
they're doing real good finding the open spot. Some of these receivers are dead still when they catch the ball.
H-back over to the right is Chandler. Handed,
good cut.
Sweeping right side, cut back up the middle. Brantley gets it inside the 15, down to about the 13 before he is taken off his sticks. Gain of 5 on the play, maybe 5.5. Good first down gain for Leake.
Well, when he planted that right foot, he cut back against the grain.
From the 13, second down and 5. Throw complete to Jackson. He's going to get around one defender. Safety will come over and tackle him inside the 5-yard line, but it's going to be a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first and goal for the Rebels. So Leake methodically moving down the field with the passing game, and they've had a couple of good runs in the mix as well.
Let me tell you something. You try to tackle a 6'3", 200-pound senior wide receiver, you got your hands full.
From the right hash, first and goal at the 4. Move the H-back right to left. Keeper Wilcox up the middle. That's 6 for the Rebels. He goes straight into the end zone. And the full bleachers on the other side erupt with cheers. We've got a 7-6 game. Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting. Matthew Nowell will kick the point after that would tie the game. Well, what do you say? You fake the sweep, keep it right up the middle, and a great block. Great job by the left side of the line. Jenkins, King, Moore, and also Chandler over there is the H-back. Ben Jackson snaps it. Low snap. And it's off to the right side. No good. That was a tough snap, tough hold. And Nowell misses the kick, and it's 7-6 Leake. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the Morris Pharmacy kickoff.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare supplements. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham, 601-941-1280 on the north side of the square in Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Nowell's kickoff taken at the 10 outside the numbers. Lyle dancing around, gets hit as he crosses the 20. Good pursuit. Braden Hall.
Yeah, I think Braden was the first one to make contact there. Tackled by a slew of them, though.
Line of scrimmage, the 25-yard line. 7-6 the score. Leake went 74. Was it 74 yards?
Start on the 25.
Yeah, 75 yards. Got the 4-yard touchdown run from Wilcox. Missed the point after. So it's 7-6. Rebels chasing some points early from the shotgun. Keeper Bennett pitches it to the outside. Pierce has a lane to run in. 35. Dragging defenders across the 40. Still on his feet. Wiggling down to the 45-yard line. You hear the volunteer fans cheering that great effort and great strength as Kemp, Harkins, Owen Hitt, who's back in the lineup tonight, and Charlie Brantley are all in there on the tackle. It's good to see Owen Hitt back out there. He's missed the last 4 or 5 weeks with a leg injury.
You know, I'm watch this play.
First and 10 from the 45. Bring everybody in close to the formation. Bring a receiver in, hand it off. That's Lyle working toward the 50. Now he's stood up, driven sideways, and Ben McDonald and company will stop him about a step deep into Rebel territory right on the midfield logo. 4:12 to go in the first quarter. Starkville leads 7-6. Even gave him an extra couple of feet there. The ball's on the 49, so it's a pickup of 6.
A gratuitous mark.
Well said. 2 receivers to each side. Empty set for Bennett. He's going to look to the left. Now keep it up the middle. Get a lane. 40, 35, and he goes airborne as Joshua Gray took his feet out from under him, but that's another healthy gain, about 15. In fact, they're going to give him 17 yards down to the Rebel 32 and another first down. So this Starkville run game, very efficient.
Yeah, I was trying to say their number 52 made a pretty good block there. Do you see his number?
I don't, and if you saw the roster we had, you might understand.
Gotcha.
It's a little bit confusing, but that's another subject. 1st and 10. Pistol set, handoff, going straight up the middle. Good gain for Luke Johnson. Gets about 3 to the Rebel 29.
You know, I remember
Camden Marble making the tackle.
I remember last game we was talking about that running back, Luke, not being very big, but he runs bigger than he is.
Yes.
He's a very good back.
Ball's going left to right. Clock under 2:50 to play in the first quarter. Then they'll roll out. Bennett throwing deep, has a man in front of the DB, and he makes the catch at the 1 and goes in. I think that's McKenzie. 4-6 for the Volunteers. They take a 13-6 lead with the extra point coming.
Yep. Got behind him by a step, underthrew it, caught it over his right shoulder. He fell backwards into the end zone, or in the end zone, within a foot of making a good defensive play there.
Extra point from Miller is through the uprights and good. 2:39 to go in tonight's first quarter, presented by the Leake County Co-op. It's a 14-6 lead for Starkville. We'll be back in 60.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 Biggie Bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and a small soft drink, all for just $5. That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're gonna feel when you get that Biggie Bag at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary.
Edinburgh Drugs, right in the heart of Edinburgh. They make convenience a priority for their customers with easy drive-through pickup and free home or business delivery. You can also visit edinburghdrugs.com to shop for gifts and order your refills while you're there. Patient education is very important to owner and pharmacist Cody Coffin. She's happy to explain your medication and how to take them. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. Edinburgh Drugs, your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Highway 16, Edinburgh.
Boswell Media Sports.
Moore's Pharmacy kickoff is a line drive that goes through the midst of Charlie Brantley and into the end zone. Leake takes over at the 20, trailing 14-6 after another 60-yard drive from the Volunteers. Put them back in the end zone. 29 yards in the connection from Briggs Bennett to Luke McKenzie. Miller was good on the extra point at the 2:39 mark. That's where we stand, 14-6. That's a performance therapy reset.
Well, we did it from the 25. Maybe we just get 80 yards this time instead of 75.
Rebels set up with 3 wide receivers. H-back is Major Chandler over to the right side. 3-man front for Starkville. Plenty of time. Throw wide open over the middle at the 35 is Major Chandler. He gets to midfield and gets upended. Rebels get a huge play, 34 yards. I don't know how they marked him at the 46, but we'll take it. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10. I think he got about 2 extra yards, my friend, but
well, he was making up for that gratuitous spot.
There you go.
So now we're even.
The gratuity scale is even now. 2-by-2 receivers, 1st and 10 in Starkville territory. Quick pass, complete to Jackson at the 42, but he's stopped right away. Short gain, going to get the Rebels to the 42, about 3 yards. And now, I got to tell you, where these guys spot the ball is just I don't want to be that announcer tonight, but there it goes, gratuitous again, and not in the Rebels' favor. 2nd and 7, pickup of 3. Wilcox to throw, steps up in the pocket, throws complete inside the 25-yard line to Matthew Nowell, hanging on as he's hit by Luke McKenzie down at the 20, almost the 20-yard line. The Rebels get 21 yards on that pass and catch. Ball right in front of the 20.
I told somebody this week that either you or I could have been quarterback last week just throwing them bombs up there, which was wrong, okay?
No.
They could not do that. That's about the 5th or 6th pass that I'm talking about a window not much larger than the ball.
2-by-2 receivers much close to the formation, 1st and 10, but whistles blow as the snap comes, and it's going to be a legal procedure against L.A.
Left a hair quick.
Ball walked back to the 25. Just beyond the 25, nose of the ball, touching the stripe as the Rebels go right to left here at J.E. Logan Field in Starkville. Leake defeated Silliman last week 62-36 to get that first round win. 1st and 15, Wilcox to throw, tall, reaching up to get it, and bringing it down is Ben Jackson around the 15-yard line down to the 13. Rebels are going to get a nice gain on 1st down and set up 2nd and short. Jackson Easton helping make the catch, make the tackle there. 2nd down and 4, we'll call it. Clock goes under 1 minute to play in the Leake County Co-op first quarter.
Ben used all that 6'3" to get that ball.
Empty backfield, rolling out, throwing, complete to Harkins inside the 10, inside the 5, and he's knocked down along the seam at the 2. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, 1st and goal for Leake as they operate in the David Barham Insurance Red Zone. 44 seconds left in the first quarter. Charlie Brantley comes in to replace Harkins with a great catch from Jack. Leake gets up at the line with tight end and an H-back. They'll move Chandler over to the left. Keeper right up the middle again. Wilcox leans forward, and he is in. That's 6 for the Rebels. With 20 seconds to go in the quarter, George Wilcox runs it in for the 2nd time tonight. And Leake trails at 14-12 with the extra point coming. They'll send out the kick team. Well, if George wants to run for 9 touchdowns tonight, we'll take that.
To equal his 9 through the air.
Yeah. Get him any way you can, any which way you can, which I think was the sequel to Clint Eastwood's late 70s classic, Every Which Way But Loose. Kick is good, just inside the right upright for Matthew Nowell. The Rebels trail at 14-13. We'll be back at 60 with the Morris Pharmacy kickoff as Leake Academy football continues.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-thru and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Matthew Nowell's kickoff bounces at the 22, picked up inside the 20, coming straight up the field, breaking one tackle, going to the 35 before meeting the wall of Rebels at the 37-yard line. Is Ben Lyle on the return. Hall, McGraw, and McDonald making the tackle for L.A., trailing 14-13 after they just went 80 yards. QB1 got his second touchdown run of the night, this one from the 2. Nowell's PAT made it 14-13 with 20 seconds to play in the quarter. That's a performance therapy reset. 3 wide receivers, handoff. Going to the outside, getting hit, spinning off a defender, struggling near the 40-yard line is Luke Johnson for Starkville. Let's say he got right at the 40 before he got turned back, and that's a pickup of about 3, but that's the final play of tonight's first quarter. Back in 60 with the start of the second. We'll also hand you some scores when we come back, so stay with us. Leake trails 14-13. Leake Academy playoff football continues.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, how may we help you?
Hey, I have a new puppy and I need to bring her in for vaccinations.
Oh, what's her name?
Ellie.
We're so glad you called for an appointment and look forward to meeting you and Ellie.
This is Dr. Brooke Bobo, and we at Carthage Veterinary Clinic are glad to schedule you an appointment for you and your pet. That way we can give you the time that you deserve.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, Highway 16 West in Carthage. Find all our contact info on Facebook or Google.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Boswell Media Sports.
2nd and 7, Starkville. They throw a little hitch pattern complete at the 45, running up for about 6-7 yards more and a first down into Rebel territory is 31, Creed Pierce.
We went to 4 down linemen on that particular play.
The Rebels trying to
switch
things up. Owen Hitt playing at defensive tackle along with Hagan Bobo, and then McDonald and Donovan at the ends. 14-13 Starkville in front as we start the second. 1st and 10 from the Rebel 48. Going to the outside, being chased as Johnson cuts upfield. Good yardage, tackled in the open field by Kobe Kemp. Outside the numbers, far side after a pickup of 6, maybe, in fact, they'll give him 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the home team. We're watching, of course, particularly the Simpson-Oak Forest game. The winner of this game gets the winner of that game next week. No score after 12 minutes of play down there in Mendenhall for those two. Of course, ACCS playing Park Lane and Lamar at Capaya on the other side of the bracket. We've got a whistle, stops things at 2nd and 3. The officials are paying attention to something over on the Rebel sideline. Not sure if an official was not feeling well, pulled a muscle or something. Looks like the field judge or along the far sidelines reaching down, grabbing the back of his leg or something. He's standing but bent over. So we've got time out here with 11:24 to play, second quarter. Starkville 14, Leake 13.
Yep. Want to send some prayers out to one of Leake Academy's own, the little brother. Well, no, he's not the little brother. He's the younger brother of the offensive coordinator who had a birthday, Corey. He had shoulder surgery Wednesday. Been hampering him for a while. He's a little bit of pain tonight. Just talked to his dad, Mr. Boyd, and so let's pray for Colton.
Yeah, big Colton Burns, former Rebel offensive lineman, was on East Central Community College football team this year. The Warriors finished a great first year under Coach Jonathan Webster in his first year with a 42-14 win at home against Pearl River last night. Mm-hmm. The injured official is going to step back off the field, and David Jones is looking at him a little further, so it looks like the officiating crew is going to play a man down as the Vols have 2nd and 3 at the Leake 42.
So that'll put one in the center of the field, covering the center rather than each sideline.
Pistol set. Briggs Bennett will keep it off a fake. Find room up the middle, 30 on his feet, still at the 20 and tripped up as he crosses the 20 to the 19. Jack Harkins, Joshua Gray finished him off, but boy, what Briggs Bennett does on his feet just really makes life difficult for a defense.
Does good. They sent that man in motion, and you got half a dozen Hall of Fame coaches on the sideline. That option just, they did good with the pitch. He cut it back, made a few yards. Got good feet under him.
Starkville operating right to left in the David Barham Insurance red zone at the 19. Handoff Johnson. Tries to get the block at the corner, right side, gets it. Sidesteps the defender, going inside the 10, but he steps out. They'll blow it dead around the 15, actually. Yeah. He didn't get quite as much as it appeared.
Too. Holding. I believe that's what he just called.
There's a young man frustrated walking away, Cade Waltman, who I think plays at fullback, and that's a sure way to identify yourself, even when they don't call out the numbers, isn't it?
Correct.
Still a nice gain from Johnson. Wiped off the board. Ball walked back to the 29. It'll be 1st and 20 now for Starkville. We'll just drop a little score on you here or there as we can on this possession. Rolling out, faking, throwing, deep pattern McKenzie, and it's knocked away inside the 5-yard line by Charlie Brantley. Great defense, great anticipation from Brantley.
Let me tell you something. The difference in this game and when we played them second game, that was a touchdown the last game. Now they know better than to let them behind him in that coverage. And he had some help from the safety coming over too. So
2nd and 20. Good D for the Rebs. A great play by senior Charlie Brantley at cornerback. Playing, let's just call it what it is. It's a size mismatch.
Yep.
2nd down, empty set for Bennett. He's going to set his feet to throw. Put it deep over the middle. Going for the bomb, and he's going to overthrow his receiver. McKenzie right near the post. Incomplete, 3rd and 20.
If the receiver would have been to the ball, I don't think he'd have caught it in bounds.
I think it was just an overthrown ball.
Yes, sir.
Second quarter, tonight's game presented by Welch Forest Products. 10:39 to go, second quarter. Starkville 14, Leake Academy 13. 3rd and 20 from the 29. 2 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Now they'll send Johnson out in the slot to the right. Move the protection around to the right side. Going to throw it quickly. They're going to throw a double pass back from the right to the left. Wobbler caught in the end zone. Trick play from McKenzie to Waltman. And Starkville scores. But there's a flag back at the 25. Officials talking about it. And I think they're going to say an illegal forward pass.
Coach Harkins is going.
And Coach Pickens saying we're going to take it. Coach Brian Pickens clapping over.
Where did I get Harkins?
Well, we have Jack Harkins on the roster.
And I called you Paul Palmertree all last
Not
week.
once tonight, though.
Not once, Brother Phillips.
All right, let's get the official signal here. Coach Chase Nicholson's arguing the case that it shouldn't be. They're going to say illegal forward pass against Starkville, so don't put the points on the board. Well, they marked that off, and the crowd expresses their displeasure. We'll give a few score updates. Most classifications playing playoff ball now. We said nothing, second quarter, Oak Forest at Simpson. That's a big one. Park Lane and ACCS tied at 7 in the first quarter. Going up a class, first quarter score, Jackson Prep and St. Joe scoreless. JA and Presbyterian Christian scoreless in 6A action. Lamar and Capaya scoreless in the first quarter from what we're getting. In public school, Lloyd Star leads Lake 13-6 in the second quarter. Sebastopol leading Bruce 7-6 in the second quarter in 1A playoff action.
So Was this a loss of down? Is it 4th down?
Yes, that is a loss of down. So it's balls, for some reason, walk back to, I guess they mark it where the illegal pass took place. They have the ball at the 31. This crew's had a little difficulty with ball placement at times, and I'm being kind by saying that. It's a Carthage Vet Clinic timeout. So we'll keep it here and explore the scoreboard just a little more. And we'll remind you, you can go to Kicks96news.com and get the look at the scoreboard widget under the news stories and follow that all night long, and it'll be up tomorrow as well. Games that were played yesterday, public school action. Pearl shut out Meridian 21-0. Madison Central won big over Clinton 35-3. A few others of area interest. Brandon beats Northwest Rankin 27-10. All that in some 6A, 7A range of action. Tupelo beat down the Starkville Yellow Jackets 36-6 last night. Closer to home, Neshoba Central finishes the season strong, beats Callaway 16-8 on the road. And looking at a few more that we're particularly interested in. West Jones defeats Hattiesburg 37-7. Punt team coming out for Starkville as we come out of the Carthage Vet Clinic timeout. Our score here, 14-13, early second quarter. Chance for the punter to pin Leake deep. He's going to left foot kick it toward and angle it toward the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. Starkville players could not get to it before it went in the end zone. So Leake comes out of that smelling like a rose because for a moment it looked like a big trick play touchdown that was going to extend the lead, but wiped out by a penalty, and Leake will take over on the 20.
The penalty helped that Brantley over in the corner knocking that pass away. That's the difference between game 2, how many games, what is this? The
game 2, this is week 12.
12? That was 10 weeks ago?
Yes.
Wow.
Leake going left to right in white. George Wilcox from the shotgun. Play fake. Throw at the hash marks complete. At the 32-yard line going to Mathen Weaver. Mathen's been very solid catching the ball tonight. That's a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10, gain of 12. Beckett Leslie made the tackle.
Quarterback. QB1 is accurate tonight, I'll tell you that.
3 wide receivers in the formation. They'll send 4 out into the pattern. Going up deep, going top. Beautiful spiral. Can Mathen get to it? No, he can at the 20-yard line. Coverage was pretty good back there from John Stephen Card.
Yeah.
And just slightly overthrown, incomplete.
About 2 or 3 yards. 10, 20, 30, 40, 54 yards in the air.
Yeah, he threw it. He was standing at about the 25 and threw it 25. It was 25 plus 3, threw about 55 yards in the air.
Goodness. Kid's got an arm to go with those legs.
We'll remind you that Total Pain Care is the wellness sponsor for Rebel Athletics. Visit them at totalpaincare.org. 7 locations around Central Mississippi. 2nd and 10 for Leake from the 32. They'll throw that quick out pattern to Weaver, and he bobbles it at the 35. Can't get it into both hands. It falls incomplete. That's that play where they bring him across the field in motion, and then he comes up about 5 yards, 3 to 5 yards, and cuts to the outside. Pass was on target, but
and those last 2 passes, that's the first 2 incompletions we've had. He had no incompletions first quarter.
Rebels need to get 10 to keep the chains moving. Wilcox to put it in the air. Throws it deep over the middle, looking for Wilcox, and it's intercepted by Luke McKenzie at the 40. He's across the 50 into Rebel territory. 35, 30 down the far sideline. Wilcox chucks him out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. There is a flag at midfield. I think the interception's probably going to stand, but that's likely going to be some kind of illegal block on Starkville and will move them back into their own territory. That's my guess. Penalty against Starkville. I have to say, I don't know what those 2 fists together means. And I did not hear what the PA announcer called it.
I didn't either.
But the ball will be Starkville ball. Corey Burns and George Wilcox taking a look at the iPad, get that immediate look. Did you see the signal?
It was a 15-yard.
We'll say it was a 15-yard penalty against Starkville, and that's what it's going to have to be. I got to look up something at halftime.
Yes.
I thought I knew the signals.
And I was watching them that time.
So the Vols take over at their own 35 after the INT with 9:45 to play, leading 14-13 in the Welch Forest Products second quarter. Bennett on the keeper. There was a block in the back that didn't get called. He's on the loose, 50, back to the middle of the field, 40, and tackled at the 35 by John Donovan. So they get all that penalty yardage back in one play.
Yeah, that's the second, and it was in the first quarter, so that's the second block in the back on this left side over here for the night.
1st and 10 at the 35. Coach Brian Pickens calls the Carthage Bet Clinic timeout. We'll take it with them back in 60 with Leake down 14-13.
Dr. Ryan Anderson and his crew at Central Mississippi Animal Clinic love getting to know you and your pet. In addition to your pet's health care, they offer boarding that will be your fur baby's home away from home. Become a member of the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic family today. Download the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic app or go to centralmississippianimalclinic.com. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, Highway 35, Carthage.
Total Pain Care's mission has always been to reduce suffering, increase function, and provide a better quality of life for every patient. Dr. Eric Pearson and Dr. C.C. Martin are committed to treating patients with the highest standard of care. Total Pain Care has full-time clinics in Meridian and Philadelphia, providing a convenient option for Neshoba County and surrounding areas. Total Pain Care, located in the Medical Arts Clinic at Neshoba General Hospital. Here to help you get back to living your best life.
Boswell Media Sports.
Starkville with a 1st and 10. They'll give it to Johnson. Gets toward the numbers. We'll pick up about 6 on 1st down. Kobe Kemp, the middle linebacker, makes the tackle for Leake. It'll be a pickup of 6 yards.
Yeah, Camden just couldn't break loose. That guy had a pretty good leverage on the block on him. He did turn it back.
Second quarter score, Copiah leads Lamar 14-0 down in Gallman. 2nd and 4, receiver slot left goes to slot right. They'll throw it to him over the middle on a play fake, complete at the 20, turning up the hash left side. Camden Marble making the tackle on 31, Pierce, and he's going to get the 1st down and get the Vols into the red zone. Tackle, let's see if it's going to be 1st and 10 or 1st and goal.
1st and 10.
1st and 10 from just outside the 10. We'll call it the 11. 3 wide receivers in the formation. Shotgun snap. Quick throw to the slot man. Pierce, he has to turn his back to catch it, and that allows the Rebel pursuit to get there. 3 men get on him. Kemp, Nowell, and McDonald. Gain was only about a yard, maybe 2. Call it a gain of 2 to the 9.
Yep.
2nd and 8.
You got Nowell and Brantley out there on the corner, and it looked like he was fighting off a block while the ball was in the air.
2 men split to the wide side of the left, 1 to the right. Handoff Johnson, sheds 1 Rebel defender, getting the outside, going to the 5. Going to the pylon, and he's going to be just short of the goal line. Looks like he stepped out at about maybe the 1 yard line, or maybe the 2. See where they mark it in relation to the 1st down marker first. He's going to be a yard short of the 1st down, so we'll say the 2 yard line, 3rd and 1.
Joshua Gray's trying to play his case for being held.
Bennett and the Vols come to the line. 3rd and 1 from the 2. They'll spread the field. Keeper Bennett off the right side, breaks 1 tackle and goes in standing up for 6 for the Vols. So they add 6 more and make it 20-13 and have the extra point pending. So the interception converted into points for Starkville Academy. Bennett can hurt you running and throwing. Here's Bennett. They're going to run the fake, roll it out, rolling it out. Rebels going to stop it short. They rolled out the holder out to the right side, and the Rebels read it well and stopped it right there. And so now we've got a 7-point game. That's a surprise.
Was that a called?
I wonder.
It looked like a decent snap.
Yeah, I didn't see anything going wrong there. It didn't look like a panic play.
And I don't see a coach meeting him on the sideline. So
20-13 our score. The Rebels stay within now a touchdown and an extra point. After that, we'll keep it right here for the Morris Pharmacy kickoff. Second quarter, 7:50 to play. It was the quarterback Bennett scoring from the 2-yard line to cap off a 65-yard drive started by the Luke McKenzie interception. But now it is 20-13 Starkville. They lead by 7. That's a performance therapy reset. 7:50 to play. And Miller sets it right on the X at the 40-yard line to kick off. That's the Morris Pharmacy kickoff.
Yeah, we started the last drive off with a good pass and then 2 incompletions. See how we come back this time.
Miller swings his right leg. It's a nice end-over-end kick. Drives Brantley back to the 5, and he's going to come forward. Outside the numbers left side, dodging, but won't reach the 20 before he is stopped in his tracks. Leake will start behind the 20 at about the 16-yard line with 7 minutes, 43 seconds to go with the Welch Forest Products second quarter. Starkville Academy 20, Leake Academy 13.
You know, he paused for a second. It almost looked like thought he was behind the goal line when he caught it.
Yeah, maybe it was right at the goal line where he caught it, I think. I think I was incorrect in calling that the 5.
He thought he was behind it. Evidently he wasn't. Because your feet can be in the end zone, but that ball has to cross.
Rebels moving left to right. The Rebels going to be assessed a penalty.
Goodness.
Did you see what it was?
I did not.
Well, both of us fell down on our jobs there.
I didn't see the flag.
The line of scrimmage would have been the 16.
Coach don't like it, whatever it is.
And I'm guessing where the line of scrimmage is, it would be a half the distance penalty. Let's see, he's going to give the indication again. It's going to be illegal block behind the back. So it will be a half the distance penalty, I think, back to about the 9. Well, for whatever reason, they've got it at about the 10. So the Rebels start at the 10, 90 yards away from pay dirt. Quick throw to Weaver, a little bit high and well played by the cornerback, Ben Lyle, who knocked it down inside the 20, incomplete. Slant pattern to the outside receiver, Weaver. Ball a little bit high, but very well played.
We began our. They're already up to the line, man. They're getting after it.
Now a timeout call. Going to be Leake calling the timeout, presented by Carthage Vet Clinic. We'll be back in 60 seconds. 7:39 to go, second quarter. Leake down 20-13.
What is the value of an independent insurance agent? We don't work for any one insurance company. Instead, we work for our clients. We sell insurance from multiple companies, and that means at South Group Cox Agency, you always have an expert on your side who can find you the best policy and rates for you and your family. Now is the time to come by and let us at South Group Cox give you a free quote. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. South Group Cox Agency, 207 West Main Street in Carthage.
it was my turn. I oversaw the ordering of our family reunion custom t-shirts. I had no idea what I wanted, but the girls at In Sports were so helpful. They showed me several ideas and colors that made my decision much easier, and the prices were very reasonable. Thank you to In Sports for filling my order quickly. You'll always be my go-to for personalized t-shirts. Check out their Facebook page to see more cool things they personalize. In Sports, Beacon Street, Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
2nd and 10 for Leake from the 10 in their own territory. Wilcox to throw, lots of time, putting up high, got Ben Jackson open, but it was nearly intercepted at the 45-yard line. Again, Ben Lyle making the play. There were 2 Rebels out there, Jackson and Weaver along the numbers near side, but it falls incomplete, and the Rebels are left with 3rd and 10.
Our last 5 pass plays, 4 incompletions, 1 interception.
And field position has been, the field's been tilted away, you told me during the timeout.
Yeah, we've been headed south. We started out the first drive on the 25, scored 20, and scored the next drive 20, and now because of the penalty, back to the 10.
3rd and 10, the Rebels need to get to the 20 for the first down. 4 wide receivers in the formation. Blitzer coming, Wilcox throws, caught for a first down at the 22. Mathen Weaver trying to do some fancy footwork to get past a defender and gets tackled at the 25, and that's a 15-yard pickup and a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down for LA. 7:25 to go, second quarter.
That was a much-needed first down there, boss.
And he threw it in the area where the defender had come, where the blitzer had come from. That's what good quarterbacks do.
Amen.
Rebels shift to an empty set, 5 wide receivers, empty backfield. Wilcox to throw. Pressure coming from the back, and he throws it over the head of Harkins going into the boundary far side, incomplete. Well, that was the first time that Starkville had been able to apply some pressure on the backside of Wilcox. I think he felt it there on the play. 2nd and 10.
Oh, got him to pop.
And a Vol defensive lineman jumps offside. 5 free yards for Leake.
Yes, 2nd and 5 looks pretty.
2nd down, handoff. First down picked up by Brantley. Going to get 8 yards to the 38-yard line.
First rush of the second quarter. Good cutback.
Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, 1st and 10 from the 38. Four wide receivers in the formation. They throw it out quick to the right side. Weaver gets a block from Harkins and will get to the 43 before he's tackled by Camp Overstreet. Rebels get about 6 on that play. Set the ball down to the right hash at the 44. Leake on the move, midway point of the second quarter. Starkville leads 20-13 in this second round playoff game. Wilcox looks at a 3-man front, 3 linebackers. He's going to look back to Corey Burns now that they see the defensive set. Takes a belt high snap. Looking to throw deep, left side, looking incomplete. Intended for Harkins, streaking down the boundary left side. And he got popped at the 25. Leake fans a little unhappy about it.
That's a defenseless, that's a hit on a defenseless player. And
yeah.
Coach Pickens.
Yeah, Coach Pickens really letting the side official have it.
Yeah, hit him in the head. That was helmet to helmet.
3rd down and a long 4 for Leake now from the 44. Brantley at the left hip of Wilcox. 3 wide receivers left, 1 right. They'll brush 4, quick throw. Pass caught at the 48. First down should be picked up by Jackson, even though he was driven backwards. I think he got almost to the 49.
Yeah, I think he got it by.
Got it by about 2 feet. It's going to be Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, 1st and 10 for Leake. The ball set down at the 49, and now they move the chains.
I was going to say, let's
it was a little bit of a delay. I think they're getting better.
Look, they got the toughest job. Okay, they got
absolutely
got to be fair to 22 players and not counting the coaches and the fans.
On first down to throw, Wilcox deep left side. That could be intercepted. Nearly was. Intended for Harkins along the 40-yard line, but good job playing underneath it and knocking it away. I think that was Bennett, the quarterback.
You know, the difference in the second quarter, and of course this is coaching strategy, I'm sure. We were hitting receivers that were on like a 10 or a 15 curl or a 5 curl, catch and run, and now he's trying to go over the top and just not been as successful at that.
2nd and 10. 2-by-2 receivers. Weaver comes in motion right to left. Run that little out pattern. There it is. No, he's going to throw it deep. Complete to Harkins at the 40 for the first down.
That was an excellent pass. I mean, like a foot over the defender.
Indeed. Great throw and catch. They fooled me, fooled the cornerback who bid on the short pattern, and that opened up a little space just about 5 yards deeper for Jack Harkins to catch it. Matthew Weaver comes into the game, replaces Charlie Brantley. Clock starts again, 5:03, ticking second quarter clock. League down just 7 points. Chandler, the H-back to the right. Harkins in the slot. Weaver, the outside receiver to the right. Wilcox looks in that direction. The ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage. Jackson Easton puts his hands up. He may have gotten a couple of fingers on that pass. Incomplete.
We had Major Chandler, big old freshman, come out of the backfield and was hit by a linebacker while the ball was in the air, not to him, about 5 yards down the field. Those are hard to catch when you're one black and white down.
2nd and 10 for LA from the Starkville 40. Brantley returns to the game at running back, but it's going to be a throw. Look to the right, throw the little screen to Nowell. He's going to catch it, sidestep a defender, get on his feet inside the 35 and get close to the first down. Put down at around the 33.
If this were the SEC, they'd be looking at that one. That one was, he picked that one up. I mean, off the
7-yard pickup. I'm glad they cut the grass low.
Yes.
If they had left it uncut, that might have been incomplete.
Yeah. It might have touched the grass. It didn't touch the ground.
3 yards to go. Clock under 4:15 to play in the second. 4 wide receivers. Wilcox takes a chest high snap. Throws it complete inside the 30. Then it's juggled and caught. But it's not going to be enough for the first down as Weaver had to go away from the line to gain possession of the ball, and the Rebels get only about 1.5 yards on that play. Going to be 4th down, and we'll see how much. I think it's going to be about 1.5 yards for them. Ball at the 32. They'll send Chandler in, Harkins out. Put Nowell out to the left, Weaver wide to the right. Yeah. Jackson in the slot, Chandler in the slot to the left side. Big 4th down play. Rebels need about 2. Quick throw, caught by Nowell. Trying to lean forward. It's going to depend on the spot. Near side official may give him the spot he needs for the first down.
I think the offside's got it at the line on the 30. Let's see the spot. They gave him the 30.
And, yeah, the Rebels are going to get just enough, I think, for the first down. They're going to call for a measurement, it looks like. 3:58 to play in the Welch Forest Products second quarter. Officials want the chains to be stretched. If they don't get it, it'll be volunteer football. Philip Palmertree and Scott Engel with you. John Alden Crosby above us on top of the press box with the action camera, and Billy Steen in the studio. Glad you're with us. We appreciate Rosebud General Store in Sebastopol sponsoring the video stream tonight. They stretch the chains. And Coach Pickens says first down, Leake. Now the official finally does. They must have just gotten it.
Who caught that
by
ball?
the nose of the football. That was Nowell, yes.
That was a very important 2 yards. If we get a score here with under 5 minutes left, we get the opening kickoff. Or the second half kickoff.
Could be an important pivot point in this game.
Yes.
3 wide receivers, H-back on the right, running back to the left. Handoff Brantley, and he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Good reaction from Camp Overstreet at linebacker for Starkville. Stops him for a loss of 1.
That's our first negative play for the day.
Stay with us for Wendy's halftime as Scott and I look at the scoreboard. We'll look at stats. We'll also talk about Rebel basketball and the upcoming schedule in the month of November. Play fake, throw, ball tipped in the middle of the field, incomplete. He wanted Jackson. Good reaction from Overstreet at linebacker to tip it away from Ben Jackson, incomplete. Starkville leads it 20-13 with 3:13 to go, and Starkville has led it all the way. Scored on the opening kickoff, 7-0. Leake responded with a score but missed the extra point. They've been behind ever since. 3rd and 11. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Lots of time for Wilcox. Now the pressure comes, and he's hit in the face, and the ball comes loose, incomplete as he was trying to throw it.
Yep, trying to get it to Weaver over here.
So 4th and 11. It too far away for a field goal attempt. Rebels have a timeout if they want to use it here. That'd be their last one of the half. 3:09 to play. 4th down and 11. Coach Pickens is going to walk over, and I think he's going to call the timeout that we'll take with him. 20-13. We'll be back in 60.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
He's headed to the end zone.
The Junction and Prince Oil Fuel Champions. As you travel to the game, shop and fuel with people who are invested in your community. 60 years of fueling Central Mississippi and champions like Leake Academy. Locations are all over Mississippi. Carthage, Philadelphia, Oxford, Ridgeland, Scuba, Louisville, Newton, and Union. They also do catering.
So be sure to put some Junction in your next function.
It's the Junction and Prince Oil.
Boswell Media Sports.
LA faces 4th and 11 from the Volunteer 32-yard line with, we'll call it the 31 actually, from the 31. They need to get just to the 20-yard line. They're going for it. Late second quarter. Here's the pass. Wilcox throws complete to Jackson at the 19, and they get just what they need for the first down and get in the David Barham Insurance red zone. Just a bullet of a pass and a great catch from senior Ben Jackson.
Look, I had to restrain myself to keep from hollering.
Well done.
A lot of times you get a receiver that, goes to the open space, but on 4th down, you've got to go to the beyond the yardage. So that was a good play.
New set of downs for the Rebels. 1st and 10 at the 19. They'll go on the ground to Brantley. He follows Carter Walsworth straight down to the 15-yard line for a 4-yard pickup on 1st down. A lot of blue shirts.
Yep.
Putting him down in there. Draper Williams, I think, made the lion's share of the impact there. In fact, they mark him at the 15. That'll be a 2nd and 4-yard pickup.
Mm-hmm.
So Lee goes left to right. Clock ticking under 2 minutes, 16 seconds in the quarter.
We got about a foot of height difference over here on the outside.
4 wide receivers. Go on the ground again. Brantley looking left, cuts back to the middle, and he'll find just a couple of yards. The 13-yard line, 2-yard gain as we go under 2 minutes to play. Third and 4. They'll line up in the shotgun with a receiver split to each side, a tight end and an H-back on the right side. They'll move Brantley from right to left. Keeper Wilcox, he's going to lean forward and he's going to get the first down. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and goal. He may have gotten as far as the 6. It's either the 6 or the 7. The angle gets tough from here. We'll call it the 6.
I believe
1st
so.
and goal, Rebels.
Yes, sir.
Great fake.
Yep.
And tremendous keep.
Left it in that basket for a while before he pulled it out.
From the 6, 1st and goal. Rebels trying to score before the end of the second quarter. Handoff, Brantley, left side, runs into a lot of blue jerseys, gets maybe a yard, maybe not even that much. Looks like no gain. It looks like they're setting up at the 6.
Correct.
A whole lot of blue shirts in there. Miller Shy, the linebacker, got up out of that pile.
Do we have any timeouts left?
We are out of timeouts. Yeah, Leake has no timeouts. Starkville has 2. Clock winding under 44 seconds. 2 receivers split to each side. Wilcox takes this snap, looks left, throws, bobbled at the goal line by an Owl, incomplete. That is not the 4th time we've seen that happen with different receivers, not just Nowell, but Weaver
only
as
in
well.
And Harkins in the second
once.
Quarter. Yeah.
So it stops the clock with 34 seconds, but you had 6 right there.
Boy, this is the 29th play, offensive play for us in the second quarter.
3rd and goal from the 6. Empty backfield, H-back onto the right. It's Chandler, he's going to stay back to block. They throw on a slant, and it's knocked down in the end zone, incomplete. Great break on the ball by Ben Lyle, and the Rebels will have a 4th and goal from the 6. Coach Pickens calls for the field goal unit.
Yeah.
Going to try to get 3 here.
3 in the kickoff to begin the second half.
Ben Jackson will snap it. Seth Martin will hold it. And Matthew Nowell will kick it. If you're wondering on the season, Nowell's 3 for 5 field goals. This an attempt of 23 yards. Puts it plenty high, and he boots it through. It's good. Rebels narrow the margin. Starkville 20, Leake 16 the score. Leake narrows it with 27 seconds to go in the quarter. We'll be back at 60 with a Morris Pharmacy kickoff.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and wenches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-through and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Matthew Nowell tees it up on the right hash at the 40. Here's the Morris Pharmacy kickoff after the Leake field goal. Pooches it, taken at the 23. Looking for room is Overstreet, 35. Fighting through tackles, stays on his feet, 40, and falls forward to the 47. Second effort, third effort, fourth effort by Camp Overstreet of Starkville sets the Vols up with some nice field position with 18 seconds to go.
Yeah, they'll have 2 or 3 shots.
It was a 23-yard field goal from Nowell through the uprights with 27 seconds, and Leake went from the 10 down to the 6, but the Volunteer defense stiffened right there.
Yep.
Empty set for Bennett. He's going to throw soft pass left side, but a little bit off target, intended for Cavillion. Rebels had Gray and Marble over there in coverage at the 40. Incomplete, 15 seconds to go in the quarter.
Difference in the second quarter, they started doing more man-to-man coverage on us. That changed the entire complexion, it looked like, of the
line of scrimmage, actually the 48. 2 receivers to each side. Rebels rush 4. Bennett throws to the sideline. Nice throw, catch. Cavilion makes it at the 42 and steps out of bounds immediately.
About a yard.
They're going to be close to what they need for the first down. Very close. About a foot or less. Very short third down. 11 seconds on the clock. The Vols have 2 timeouts.
They're going to measure.
Looks like timeout for a measurement. We'll remind Rebel fans that Total Pain Care is the the wellness sponsor for Leake Academy Athletics. They've got 7 locations around central Mississippi, and to find out more about Total Pain Care, visit them online at totalpaincare.org. We'll also remind you tonight's broadcast powered by Central Electric Power Association. We've got the Wendy's halftime coming up. Don't have an interview. You'll just get to enjoy a little bit more of Scott Engel and Philip Palmertree. What more could you ask for in a cool Friday night?
Yes.
You're going to say he's about, it started at 6 inches, now went down to 3 inches.
It was, it was the distance between his hands on that penalty he called the first quarter short, whatever that was.
Not that we remember things like that. It's going to be 3rd and inches.
Yeah.
And the chain gang, as they're usually called, they're going to have to walk the full width of the field back to the far side. They need to come to the near side to make the measurement. So here we go. This is the one moment where people think, how much did I pay to get in here? It's been a great game other than moments like that.
Yeah.
But they've got it measured. They've got it set. It's going to be 3rd and inches. Empty set backfield. Bennett keeping all the way. Hit, but his forward momentum's going to get him to the 40-yard line. Got hit by Hagan Bobo and a little initial contact from Camden Marble, but it wasn't enough to stop his momentum to the 40 to pick up the first down. And then Coach Chase Nicholson will use one of his 2 timeouts. 7 seconds to go in the quarter, and that draws up an interesting situation. What the Vols might try to do. They've got a really tall receiver in number 6, Luke McKenzie.
Yeah.
And I think I would look in his direction. They've got another tall receiver, perhaps not as fast, but a very tall receiver in Creed Pierce, 31.
You know, if this was Saturday afternoon football, you'd say, well, look, if we can just, achieve the 34.5-yard line, then the kicker's within. I don't think they're – now, they have a good kicker. I remember that. I don't think he's, do you go to the end zone or do you go for something intermediate on the 30, sidelines? Yeah. And they're putting that tall receiver out. Luke McKenzie.
Yep, they like him on the right side, and he's going to be out there between the hash and the numbers.
Yeah.
Line of scrimmage, the 40-yard line. Second quarter presented by Welch Forest Products. This could be the last play of the quarter.
Yeah, he's been battling Brantley all game, so.
Rebels put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back deep beyond the 30-yard line. Bennett takes neck-high snap. Forced to his left. Pursuit coming. He's chased outside. Going to have to look downfield. This is going to be the last play. He's going to heave it toward the end zone right side. Rebels get a couple of defenders down there, and Matthew Nowell bats it down in the end zone, incomplete. Nothing else left to do in this half. But a good play.
And quarterback was good. He stopped just short of the – he knew where he was on the field. He stopped short of the line of scrimmage to throw the ball. And that was a good 45, 50 yards in the air, too.
That was a very entertaining first half.
Yes.
And it's a 7-point ball game after 24 minutes of play. As number 1 seed in 5A, Starkville Academy leads number 9 seed Leake 20-16 at the half. We'll get the Wendy's halftime started, and in just a minute we'll step aside and pay some bills, but stay with us as Leake Academy playoff football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Dr. Ryan Anderson and his crew at Central Mississippi Animal Clinic love getting to know you and your pets. In addition to your pet's health care, they offer boarding that will be your fur baby's home away from home. Become a member of the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic family today. Download the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic app or go to centralmississippianimalclinic.com. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, Highway 35, Carthage.
Edinburgh Drugs, right in the heart of Edinburgh. They make convenience a priority for their customers with easy drive-through pickup and free home or business delivery. You can also visit edinburghdrugs.com to shop for gifts and order your refills while you're there. Patient education is very important to owner and pharmacist Cody Coffin. She's happy to explain your medication and how to take them. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. Edinburgh Drugs, your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Highway 16, Edinburgh. Total Pain Care's mission has always been to reduce suffering, increase function, and provide a better quality of life for every patient. Dr. Eric Pearson and Dr. C.C. Martin are committed to treating patients with the highest standard of care. Total Pain Care has full-time clinics in Meridian and Philadelphia, providing a convenient option for Neshoba County and surrounding areas. Total Pain Care, located in the Medical Arts Clinic at Neshoba General Hospital. Here to help you get back to living your best life.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciuszko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
At Wendy's, you don't need a psychic to tell you your hamburger's gonna taste great.
Excuse me?
Because every square hamburger is a sign you're getting the best.
Did someone say sign?
4 corners of hot and juicy fresh beef that make deliciousness its destiny every time.
Hold on. I'm getting fresh beef.
When you want the best hamburger, square's the beef. Choose wisely.
Choose Wendy's, Dave Single. I am a psychic, after all.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Boswell Media Sports.
Let's start the Wendy's halftime from Starkville. Starkville Academy Band, Color Guard are taking the field. The L.A. cheerleaders have already performed in front of this crowd. Of course, as you would imagine, second round playoff game, big crowd. The Leake bleachers on the other side, hardly an empty seat over there during gameplay. Some people are stretching their legs, heading to the concession stand, that kind of thing, but and mostly full on the home side. We've got a 20-16 ball game. Starkville leads at halftime. Give you a quick recapitulation of the action in the first half, and then we'll look at the scoreboard. And we'll, before Wendy's halftime is over, we'll hear from Scott about the stats, and we'll also talk Leake Academy basketball a little bit as well. But Starkville took the opening kickoff, drove 60 yards down the field, and scored, made it 7-0. Luke Johnson, their outstanding running back, scoring from the 8. Miller's kick made it 7-0 at the 8:13 mark of the quarter. It took Leake exactly 3 minutes to score and to go 75 yards, with George Wilcox going in for his first of 2 touchdown runs in this game. The extra point, Matthew Nowell, was missed off to the right. It was 7-6 with 5:13 to go in the quarter. Starkville got the ball back. It took them about 2.5 minutes to score and to go about 61 yards, or 59 yards, 29-yard pass from Briggs Bennett to Luke McKenzie. 2 seniors finding each other there. 14-6 after the Miller extra point with 2:39 to go in the quarter. But Leake drove down and scored in 2 minutes and 19 seconds. And Wilcox forced his way in from the 2-yard line through the Starkville front. It was 14-13 after Nowell's extra point. So we had a back-and-forth affair in the first quarter, but things settled down a little bit. Defenses started to get some stops, and Starkville especially defended the pass a lot better in the second quarter than they did in the first. Just 2 scores in the quarter. Briggs Bennett going in from the 2-yard line at the 7:50 mark of the second quarter to cap a 65-yard drive that started with a Luke McKenzie interception of a George Wilcox pass. They got a couple of big chunk plays down the field to get it inside the 5, and quarterback Bennett ran it in. But then, interestingly, they did not get the extra point. It looked to us like an intentional fake PAT, rolled out the holder out to the right, and the Rebels swarmed him, tackled him at the 2. So that left them with a 20-13 lead after they missed the chance to go up 8 points. And then Leake got the ball at the 10-yard line on that kickoff after a penalty. Had a long drive, went 7 minutes and 33 seconds, and just moved the ball carefully down the field, converted a 4th down along the way, and got as far as the 6, but the drive stalled out there. Matthew Nowell was true on a 23-yard field goal with 27 seconds to go in the quarter. 20-16 is where we stand after 2 quarters of play in this 5A second-round game. This is basically the quarterfinals here. The bracket looks like this. Leake will play, or Leake Starkville winner will play the winner of Oak Forest and Simpson. Simpson hosting that one tonight. And the last score we had on that one was Oak Forest up 7-0 in the second quarter. I'm looking over in Scott's direction. He's got somebody texted him that score. Yeah, they're almost to halftime, and it's still 7-0 Oak Forest leading. So that's an interesting ball game. We know what Simpson can do with their outstanding running game. So that's a defensive struggle, and we'll keep an eye on that for you through the night. The other side of the 5A bracket looks like this. 10-seed Adams County Christian playing at Park Lane. And they're at half. They're really putting some points up. Park Lane leading ACCS 28-21 at halftime. And then Lamar playing at Copiah. That's a 6-seed against a 3-seed. And taking a look at, not seeing that one on the on one way, but I'm going to let X tell me what's going on. We had a high school baseball coach who was also an algebra teacher, and we always called him X because of the whole algebra thing. And he's a very famous coach now. I'm not going to even mention who he is. If you went to Jackson Prep in the 80s, you know who he is. Almost a halftime from just a few minutes ago. They probably hit halftime now. Copiah 21, Lamar 7. Wow. So Copiah playing strong. So that's a look at the 5A brackets. Here are some other scores, and as you find them on the Kicks 96 News local football scoreboard, their MAIS and MHSAA games sort of mingled and mixed together. So we'll just kind of take them as they appear on here, especially ones in central Mississippi that we'll pay attention to and report to you. In fact, I'm going to refresh the thing right here. Remind you that tonight's broadcast is powered by Central Electric Power Association. Then we get it plugged back in here. And in MAIS action, St. Joe, the Fighting Irish, leading the North Delta Green Wave 16-6 in the third quarter. Winston on the road at Washington, playing well, leading the Generals 20-7 at halftime. In 1A public school action, Resurrection Christian from down the coast, they're leading third quarter 21-7 over French Camp. Central Hines leading Centerville 13-7 at the half in a 4A ball game. Kirk, who's had an excellent season, shutting out Winona Christian 28-0 at the half. Canton Academy, who's also had a great season, they're blowing out Indianola 35-7 at halftime. Back to public school, Newton County and North Pontotoc in a first-round playoff game tied 7-7. And then a few others here. Lake and Lloyd Star in a one-point game at the half. The Lloyd Star Hornets from down in Lincoln County leading 13-12 over the Lake Hornets. Louisville 17-7 in a first-round 4A game over Itawamba AHS. For some reason, that score's up there twice. I was about to read it twice. Quitman leading Summerall 26-14 at the half, and that's what we've got right now. Oh, and I did get one across the text machine. Kosciuszko and Amory in a tight one at halftime. Amory Panthers leading the Whippets 21-17 at the half. That's a game's got being played at Tupelo High School. Amory's played their home games there at Tupelo because of the damage from
tornado.
Yeah, tornado damage there at Amory. But Amory's had a great season, and they finished, I believe, second in their district behind Ripley, playing a 3-seed in Kosciuszko in a very competitive game, 21-17. We appreciate our producer-director, Breck Riley, getting us that one. So let's take another break. When we come back, we'll talk stats and we'll talk Rebel basketball and a whole lot more as Wendy's halftime continues. Starkville leads Leake at halftime 20-16 here on Boswell Media Sports.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
He's headed to the end zone. Academy.
The Junction and Prince Oil Fuel Champions. As you travel to the game, shop and fuel with people who are invested in your community. 60 years of fueling Central Mississippi and champions like Leake Academy. Locations are all over Mississippi. Carthage, Philadelphia, Oxford, Ridgeland, Scuba, Louisville, Newton, and Union. They also do catering.
So be sure to put some Junction in your next function.
It's the Junction and Prince Oil.
Leake County Co-op is ready for deer season.
Okay, guys, I have this problem. Every year, my hunting coveralls seem to get smaller. Am I the only one that has this issue?
No. I think it's the feed we're on. You know, kind of like we feed the deer all that good stuff to make them bigger, just not in the right way.
You're so funny. I'm headed to our Leake County Co-op now to buy new hunting gear and seed for our food plots.
Yep, I was there yesterday and I got mine.
Leake County Co-op, Highway 16 in Carthage.
Register to win a 70-inch smart TV during the end of summer savings sale at Woodstock Furniture Value Center. Bedrooms plus free mattress $7.98. Living rooms just $6.98. Dining sets only $3.98. And queen mattresses $1.99. Kings $2.99. Plus, it's all backed by our low price and same-day delivery guarantee with no credit needed and no money down. Only at Woodstock Furniture Value Center in Meridian, Philadelphia, and WoodstockValueCenter.com.
Boswell Media Sports.
Wendy's halftime continuing from J. Logan Field in Starkville, Mississippi. A lot of folks here this weekend for a big SEC game tomorrow night. Mississippi State hosts Kentucky. A whole lot of folks in town. A whole lot of folks here at Starkville Academy for a game that the Rebels trail 20-16. We'll bring Scott Engel back in just a second, but let's talk about Leake Academy basketball. Just a second. Rebels, Lady Rebels won last night over Copiah, 64-45, in a first game of the year at the Joe F. Shepard Gym, and a whole lot of basketball coming up. Girls, of course, play most of the early games because we're still getting guys, together. But as far as a whole lot of the basketball team still out here in pads with a football team. But as far as broadcasting goes, you may want to know there's some big games coming up against some teams like Jackson Academy, Pillow Academy, and between now and Thanksgiving, because those schools have some pretty high-tech broadcast and live stream capability. We're going to let Rebel fans who can't be in the gym, you're going to follow it on those platforms, but we're going to be in the Joe F. Shepard Gym for Boswell Media Sports, live stream coverage of Leake Academy basketball, girls and boys action starting Tuesday, November 28, when the Hartfield Hawks come to Madden. And then we've got a lineup of about 3 different December games, all district games. And then we'll get to January and see a lot of this district schedule play out, including action in January at the ECCC MLK Classic, which was a big day for Leake last year. And, of course, we'll have all that playoff action But just take note, Tuesday, November 28th, Tuesday after Thanksgiving, we'll have our first live stream broadcast of Leake Academy girls and boys high school basketball. Hey, and you don't have to worry about keeping that if you'll watch tonight on the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel and click the subscribe box. You'll get a notification on your phone when we go on the air next time with Leake Academy basketball. But I know Coach Jason Morgan's boys, Coach Manahatch's girls are going to be really tough again this year, and be worth your time going to these games and listening if you can't make it. Let's bring in the Rosebud General Store sponsored Gilbert Barham color commentator. That's Scott Engel. We appreciate Rosebud General Store's sponsor. And let's talk a little bit about some of the stat highlights of the first half and what you think the Rebels need to do to make up this 4-point deficit.
Well, we've been very selective on our running. We've ran it 10 times, 4 in the first quarter, 6 in the second quarter for a total of 36 yards. And they came at, first down, get a 4-yard gain, get a 5-yard gain. We've only had one negative play, one zero play. Everything else has been positive. On the passing side, 21 of 34, one interception, 214 yards, and every incompletion or in the interception came in the second quarter. So I think instead of waiting to halftime, I think they tweaked. They went from more of a zone to a man, which totally changed. Those first several passes we were getting, they were getting a 5, 10, 15-yard drop, stop, turn, catch, run. And then everything else they've had to try to go underneath at full speed or over the top. And so give credit to Starkville's defense. But I think, you try to set the tone of the second half. We get the opening kickoff. And if we can get some points and a field goal to bring it within one, touchdown to go up by 3, I think this is a slugging match between two heavyweights.
Yep, no question about it. Certainly Starkville has some length back there in the secondary that most of our opponents have not had. They've got some guys with some height, some long arms, and some experienced players back there, talking about Ben Lyle, talking about Luke McKenzie, Briggs Bennett, who's their outstanding quarterback as well, John Stephen Card. Those guys have all made some good plays on some of the Rebel passes tonight. And it's just going to be a matter of accuracy and some good hands. We've had some drops tonight.
Yeah,
if we can make some of those into catches in the first half, Rebels are probably at least tied, if not in the lead.
Yeah. I told you before as the game was beginning, of all the growth, this is a different team playing Starkville. Starkville has improved. Leake Academy's grown up. They've grown into themselves. Still got a lot of young players on the team at key positions. But my question would be, would Leake Academy be a worthy opponent for the number one team in our district? And the answer is a resounding yes. And it's, the Bible passage, that says, the kingdom is at hand. Okay, the victory is at hand. It's not something you got to pray or dream for. We make those completions, like you said, and don't drop and play good on defense and make a play or two. Man, it's going to be a good drive home for these guys.
And, hey, we appreciate all of you checking out this game. The analytics tell us we've had almost 750 people views tuned into this game during the first half, and we think you've got every reason to tune in and tell your friends to tune in as well during the second half. And shout out to Rosebud General Store in Sebastopol for being the video sponsor of tonight's Rebel football second round playoff game. We'll take one more break, and teams will be back stretching, and we'll be ready to start the third quarter. Starkville Academy ranked number 1 in the MAIS 5A tournament bracket, leading Leake 20-16 at halftime. Stay with us as Leake Academy playoff football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
We were celebrating a birthday, so we took the family out to dinner at a steakhouse. You may have known it as Lee's, but now it's a new building with a new name. The same great chef and owner, Artie Reed, and Hometown Prime. My beef filet was cooked perfectly, and we can't wait to go back. Steak, seafood, the best sweet tea, and of course, homemade desserts.
Delicious.
For daily specials and hours, Google Hometown Prime and like them on Facebook. Hometown Prime is ready for you. Highway 21, Sebastopol.
Now, Bob, when we started the Bring Your Kid to Work Day, this wasn't exactly what we had in mind.
I'm sorry, but they're my babies. We're about to go grab lunch and then head to the farm.
Well, where are you headed?
Rosebud General Store, out there in Rosebud on Highway 487 East. Nothing but the best for my babies. They got everything you need for your farming family.
Well, your calf sure is sweet. Does she have a name?
That there's the cow patty.
Whoa, let me get this straight. You named your cow Patty?
No, sir. It's what you stepped in.
Ew.
Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Is this a familiar sound that seems to be never-ending? Money for this, money for that? Don't worry. East Side Pawn and Gun to the rescue. Take your pawn to them in exchange for the loan you need to help you through unexpected seasons. Confidentiality will always be respected when you do business with East Side Pawn and Gun. So what are you waiting for? Stop the fretting and get on over there. East Side Pawn and Gun, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Final segment of the Wendy's halftime from Starkville Academy, where they love some big distorted bass on those big speakers up behind the press box. We are shielded from it a little bit by a closed door, but I tell you what, they like to thump it.
They like to thump, and look, whoever's controlling the sound, there's a lot of late 70s, 80s, early 90s rock and roll, so it's somebody from our generation.
It's good
running
stuff.
It. Hey, I got a question for you.
Yes.
We always do a trivia. Can I do a trivia question for you?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
He said with some hesitation. So
okay.
in sports trivia, and Scott Ingles bringing it tonight.
Yeah, and thanks to In Sports, they're a great sponsor, and they do all the plaques and trophies that we need for East Central FCA. So in their honor, if you were in Sebastopol and you needed to get some dried pig ears as chew toys for your dogs, where would you go? And I'll give you a hint. It has to do with this chair that I'm sitting in right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't even need the clue. I'm going to say, as I'm thinking about the layout in Sebastopol, I'm imagining myself there. I've been through there a good handful of times. I've called a couple of basketball games at Sebastopol High School from Max Out Sports. And it's got to be Rosebud General Store.
It is, and the story behind that is years ago I had somebody working for me that played practical jokes on me all the time, and I told him about some new jerky that came out. Now, I bought these things there for my bloodhounds, and I gave him a dried pig ear, and he tried his best to gnaw into it. So it's ironic that years later I would be sitting in the Gilbert Barham sponsored by the Rosebud General Store. So.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
Is it live?
I like it. It's too bad it's not homecoming here at Starkville. I'd tell you a funny story about a basketball game between Kosciuszko and Sebastopol that took place, in the late 50s or early 60s. I just don't have the time to tell the story. I'll just tease enough of it. It would be entertaining for, I think, everybody listening. But it involves somebody sitting along the baseline in a folding chair and rolling a glass Coke bottle out onto the floor in the waning seconds of a close ball game. Anyway,
reminiscent of Bobby Knight, almost.
Yes, that's right.
Hey, look, this is a serious 24 minutes for these guys right here. They have earned a spot to play for this victory tonight here in Starkville.
It is all on the line. Survive in advance, lose, and you're packing up the gear for the last time. The Volunteers will kick it off to start the third quarter. Kicking right to left is Miller. Line drive kick will hit inside the 20. Take a few rolls, picked up by Matthew Weaver, middle of the field. He's going to angle left, sidestep one defender, and fight his way close to the 20-yard line. Miller does a good job making you start deep. He doesn't kick it really high, but he's able to get you starting inside the 10-yard line as you run.
Yes, sir. So we'll start on it's got to be near the 20.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to put it right on the 20, nose of the ball on the 20. That's what we'll call it.
That seems like
no complaints there. Third quarter presented by Eastside Pawn and Gun. Run play on first down. Charlie Brantley, nothing to his right, tries to go back left, and Camp Overstreet just puts the clamps on him, tackles him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2, maybe 3.
Boy.
So a negative play to start. 2nd and 13 for the Rebels from the 17. 3 wide receivers in the formation. Keeper on the right side for Wilcox. He's going to hit once, twice, roll off it, and then just get pushed forward in the pile across the original line of scrimmage to the 20. It'll be 3rd and 10. A little less than. 3rd and 9.5. Opening minute of the third quarter. Leake facing the 3rd and long. They had quite a few in the second quarter of tonight's game.
They're locking up man-to-man on our receivers. That's the difference. They've been doing that since second quarter.
4-man defensive front, 3 linebackers. Back to throw. Wilcox fires complete to Harkins at the 24, and he is hit immediately and pushed back by Ben Lyle. Great defensive play. Starkville's going to force the Rebels to punt. First punt of the night for Seth Martin and company.
Yep.
They only get 4.
They wrapped him up. He wasn't going to let him escape after the pass.
Senior Seth Martin stands at his 10. Cavilion back at his own 44. And the officials call timeout. Going to be timeout charged to Starkville.
They were not in the correct lineup.
Yeah, they didn't have all their personnel out there. We'll stay here through the timeout. 10:03 to play, third quarter. Starkville leads 20-16 over Leake. Rebels started out this season 0-4, including a 30-3 thrashing right here at this field in week 2 on a very hot night.
Yep.
But different team getting off the bus tonight from Madden.
Well, I knew they had, I think 21 of their points came on long shots over our head on long distances to go. So, man, I don't know if I would have said, hey, I expect to be in the second round of the playoffs back here contending on that day.
I don't think either you or I would have been that bold that night.
But
now set to punt it away.
Oh, they're going for it.
Here's the kick, and it may have been partially blocked. There was pressure right up the middle. It wobbles over around the 40-yard line, and Major Chandler will down it there. Outstanding field position for the Starkville Volunteers. They'll start at their own 41-yard line with 9:54 to play, and the Rebel defense starts out this second half with their backs to the wall.
Hey, buddy, that ball come off Martin's foot a little high, a little to the right, and if it would not have, it would have been blocked. I think he
may have adjusted at the last fraction of a second. Cavilion split to the left. Pierce and McKenzie out to the right. Hand off Luke Johnson on first down. He breaks a tackle on his feet, 35, down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's going to outrun the pursuit, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds along the 30. So give him 11 yards instead of 41.
Boy,
that has happened about 3 different times when they've had a runner get loose on the sideline, near side, and then just can't keep his foot off the paint.
Yeah, the tackling tight end's doing a good job pinching down that defensive lineman, and linebacker just didn't get there.
1st and 10 for the men in blue and orange. Bennett from the pistol, hands off. Up the middle goes Johnson, and Tyler Winstead gets on his back, gets him down at the 27 and pick up a 4.
Coming up a little slow. And you usually don't say number 22 and slow in the same sentence.
Yeah. Luke Johnson came into this game, rushed 116 times for 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. He has 1 touchdown run tonight. 2nd and 6. Johnson again on the carry, coming around left side, crashes into Kobe Kemp at the 25, falls forward to the 23, and it's be 3rd and 2.
He's favoring that left hip.
Yeah, I see it now as he walks back to the huddle.
He did not try to spring out to the boundary and try to get the first down there. Matter of fact, they're bringing him out.
Camp Overstreet and Jackson Easton coming into the game. Clock winding under, 8:45 to play. In the East Side Pawn and Gun 3rd quarter. 3rd down, and they'll say 2. Toss back to Overstreet. He gets hit by Kemp. He's going to be stopped short of the first down. Got only about a yard, if that much.
Yeah.
It'll be 4th down and probably every bit of 2 yards, looking at where the stick is. They need to get just short of the 20 for the first down, and you expect them to go for it.
Yeah.
And here comes Luke Johnson back into the game, so his rest on the sideline was brief. Just 1 play, and he limps back to the huddle. I imagine you're going to see Bennett keep it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rebels with 4 down linemen. Linebackers creep in on the edges. Bennett going to put it in the air. Pass is complete to Pierce at the 18, and he stopped there. Tackled by Jack Harkins, but they got 4 yards and got the first down. And move into the David Barham Insurance red zone. $18-yard line, the new line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they committed to stopping that, and he found a little bit of a open spot right behind the linebacker.
Johnson behind Bennett in the pistol. Bennett going to keep it. Cut inside. He's got wide open space in front of him, and he puts a shoulder fake on Matthew Nowell, and he goes into the end zone. Starkville takes a 26-16 lead, and they've got a point after coming.
Yep.
Good read on the option, zone read there, and he had a huge hole on the left side. Nathan Miller, sophomore kicker, lines up to kick the extra point. Snap back to Bennett, who puts it down.
Whoa.
The kick is good. New score, Starkville 27, Leake 16 with 7:25 to play in the 3rd. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on Boswell Media Sports.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and wenches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-through and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Miller's kick goes deep. It'll hit about 2 yards deep in the end zone, and Leake will start at their own 20. Field position has been difficulty for Leake tonight, but was not for the Volunteers. They started that drive after a short punt at the 41 and scored 2.5 minutes after taking possession to go up 27-16. Bennett on an 18-yard run. They converted a 4th down, 2 to get to the 18. That's a performance therapy reset. 7:25 to go in the 3rd. Leake down 2 scores. Wilcox to throw on first down. Throws for Nowell, a little quick hitch, and it was read by McKenzie, and he almost came away with it, would have had a pick 6.
Yeah, that was a boy, that wouldn't that set up a hitch and go, though.
Yeah, that's one. If he misses it, you may see Nowell run into the other way for 6.
Little pump fake and a and let's get it again.
Yep, you may have the
see if
the
I call
sluggo there, or the double move opportunity. Looking to his right.
Oh, what I tell you.
Shoulder fake, throw.
Oh.
And Weaver can't get it at the 40. A tremendous play by Ben Lyle to reach over at the last possible second and break up the pass.
I would love to say that was a penalty. That was an excellent defensive play.
Yeah, it was. That was.
He came over the top.
Man. Just like you coach him to play it.
Yeah.
Great play by Lyle. 3rd and 10. The Rebels need some yards here. Throwing left side, but over the head of Nowell at the 33-yard line. Rebels throw 3 incompletions and will have to punt again. So 2 3-and-outs for the Rebels to start the 3rd quarter. Putting some pressure on this defense.
Yeah. Now, their offense is different if number 22 is limping. Now, they still have several. They got several targets to go to.
Seth Martin will punt from inside the 10. Gavillion stands on the SA logo at midfield. Kicks it left to right. Nice kick. Wobbles. Taking it to 47 in Rebel territory. Heading outside of the numbers. Major Chandler, nice job grabbing his jersey from behind and dragging him down at the 40. But again, outstanding field position right at the 40-yard line for Starkville, leading 27-16 with 7:03 to play in the 3rd.
I think if you added every starting yard line up, and I think Starkville would have a 25 to 30-yard better start on average than.
Yep, that's come through some good kickoff returns. It's come through an interception
and a punt
and
almost
a couple of short
punt.
punts, yeah. And that started with their defense shutting Leake down and not letting them pick up any first downs. So from the right hash, 1st and 10, play fake. They throw it out to the slot receiver Pierce. He's going to try to get to the outside, escapes one defender, and then gets chucked hard into the near sideline by Camden Marble. And a late flag comes in. I think something was said. It wasn't something that was done, but something said. And Leake really making life hard for themselves here in the 3rd quarter.
First flag that should have been thrown, you cannot block when that ball is in the air. That's the 2nd time they've done it over here. And it's hard to say. As Nick Saban when they played Clemson down the goal line. It's not supposed to be done, but it's not called. It's hard to see. I understand that. And we've got one, we're one short.
Officially, the play gained about 10 yards. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Starkville. So it's not against the Rebels.
Coach Bubba Davis is a different shade of red than he was at the beginning of the game.
So whatever was said by a Starkville player. I thought from the body language of Camden Marble that he had done it, but my apologies to Camden Marble.
Well, and sometimes the second dude gets caught, so. But it is what it is.
So it's still a first down, 1st and 10, but the line of scrimmage moved back to the 45. Shotgun set. Bennett fakes the throw to the right, shallow. It's intercepted at the 25. Coming up far sideline, Matthew Nowell gets around a defender at the 45. Going to be tackled just shy of midfield, and Leake makes the big defensive play that maybe could turn this game around in the 3rd quarter. 3rd interception in 2 games for junior Matthew Nowell.
I apologize for the scream, but we needed a play to help turn this thing around.
Yeah,
and
it was a nicely designed play. You have the play fake.
Yeah.
They fake the throw out to the flat and then try to go to McKenzie up the numbers, but read perfectly by the safety Matthew Nowell. Leake starts at midfield after the INT.
Yeah.
1st and 10 with 6:43 to go in the 3rd.
They're bringing the
Wilcox throws under pressure, shoots it over the head of Weaver out of bounds. 2 volunteers in the area, Lyle and Leslie.
Pass on the ground.
Incomplete. There is a Rebel down. One of the linemen's down on his belly along the 3-yard line. So timeout called with 6:38. David Jones and the Rebel coaches come out and check. That's 67, Carter Walsworth. So we'll take a timeout with 6:38 to go. Starkville 27, Leake 16, our score. We'll be back here on Boswell Media Sports.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health. Providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our #1 priority.
Leake County Co-op is ready for deer season.
Okay, guys, I have this problem. Every year my hunting coveralls seem to get smaller. Am I the only one that has this issue?
No. I think it's the feed we're on. You know, kind of like we feed the deer all that good stuff to make them bigger, just not in the right way.
You're so funny. I'm headed to our Leake County Co-op now to buy new hunting gear and seed for our food plots.
Yep, I was there yesterday and I got mine.
Leake County Co-op, Highway 16 in Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Cheers go up as Carter Walsworth gets up on his feet, but he's going to walk off with a little bit of assistance, just a hand behind the big nut 67 on the back of his white jersey. But now he's walking on his own.
Giving into that right leg just a little. Couldn't tell if that was a knee or an ankle.
Carter has missed about 5 games in this season, maybe 6 with a leg injury.
Senior 6'2", 308.
We'll confirm who's going in. I think I know who they're going to put in based on the previous decisions. It's going to be Sean McDill taking over at right tackle, junior, 6 foot tall, 235. The Rebels giving up some size on the line with their biggest and most experienced offensive lineman on the bench, 2nd and 10 from the 50.
Oh, and they're coming
2 receivers to each side. They'll rush 4. Stepping up, Wilcox. He's got green grass in front of him. He's going to gain 5, perhaps 6, as he dives forward along the left hash. Just past the 45. We'll call it a 6-yard gain, 3rd and 4. John Stephen Card came up to make sure he didn't get the first down.
You know, the last four plays were incompletes. It's good to get your feet under you there.
3rd and 4.
Throw the flag.
Flags come out.
Call time.
And Starkville has to use a timeout, Carthage Vet Clinic timeout, to avoid too many men on the field penalty. They had 2 guys who were not on the field or didn't get the personnel grouping right, and there's your buddy unhappy again.
Look, and that's a Hall of Fame coach, and he is a mild-mannered man. He tells you what to expect and teaches you up and coaches you up. But when he grabs a lung,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I said when he grabs a lung full of air, you better be. He's gonna be hot.
And I think you and I noted in this Week 2 matchup that there's another Hall of Fame coach on this sideline, assistant coach Jace Nicholson, and he's standing with the offensive group around midfield. He's got a gray wool pullover cap. That's Junior Graham.
Okay.
A legend over at Ware, Mississippi.
Oh, man.
Not in existence, but then came here from Winona Christian, and he had built Winona Christian into real force down in 3A.
Yeah.
And Junior Graham is outstanding coach, teacher.
Yeah.
The Rebels with a big third down and 4+. They'll put Jackson and Chandler on the right side along with Kemp. Now they'll break the running back Weaver out to the right side as a split receiver. Quick throw, pass caught. First down picked up inside the 40-yard line by Matthew Nowell. Rebels just go with a quick hitch, get exactly what they need to get the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down with under 6 to play in the 3rd. Vols 27, Rebels 16. Rebels get to the line of scrimmage quickly. Chandler back in there at running back, usually for pass protection. They'll throw to the outside receiver, quick hitch, complete to Nowell. They get 4 to the Starkville 36. Leake trying to go with the short game and work with a little surgical precision in this third quarter because the deep ball has not been there.
No, and that's what worked the first quarter.
They're going a little quicker tempo as well. 2x2 receivers. Bell tie snap to Wilcox. Looking deep left side for Harkins, and it's nearly intercepted at the 10. Ball went out of the midst of Bennett. Harkins never really had a chance to get it in. It was well defended by Bennett, incomplete.
Yeah. That seems to be the strategy on this drive. Hit them low, hit them low, hit them low, go over the top.
But doing that on second down gives you the chance to do some things on third. So
Right.
it's a good time to do that. They'll bring Harkins in motion from the slot left to right. Run him to the outside, but throw it deep. And just right in between Jackson and Weaver. Really the deep pattern that Jackson would have been the one to throw. He was open at about the 12-yard line.
Yeah. Of course, they're starting to bring more and more on him. Rush the throw.
4th and 6 for the Rebels. You hear the volunteer crowd trying to raise the noise level for the defense. 4th and 6. Wilcox backs up to throw. Going to put it up deep up the sideline. There's a flag down, and it's caught inside the 5-yard line, but he was out of bounds. Nowell had it, but not in the field of play. But there is a flag at the 20.
Yeah.
So that looks like it could be a holding call.
I think so.
And by holding, I mean defensive holding. Here comes the referee.
Yeah.
We were correct this time. Holding against Starkville Academy.
Oh. Yeah.
So that should convert that 4th down play into a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10 via penalty. It'll be a 10-yard walk up to the 26-yard line. Leake moves the chains. We'll send 3 wide receivers bunched out from the formation to the right. Nowell by himself out to the left. Brantley at running back. Handoff to Brantley. He can't find anything to the right, to the inside, and all the pursuit gets there. He is tackled for a loss. We've seen that play unfold that way a couple of times, and that's 52 making the tackle.
Yeah.
That's the best we can tell you.
Yeah, there's not much there in the middle.
Loss of nearly 2 on the play, 2nd and 12. Ball between the 27 and 28.
Yeah. From guard to guard, we've not had much off tackle a little bit.
Major Chandler sets up as an H-back on the left side. They'll bring orbit motion behind the formation. Fake it to Weaver. Flag down. Throw deep. Pass caught. Dropped in the end zone. Left corner. Matthew Nowell could not bring it in, but there was a flag, and I think the Rebels are going to be called for a hold this time. There's going to be a legal shift. They're going to say Weaver was moving forward when the ball was snapped. Does Coach Nicholson want the penalty, or does he not? Does he want to give up get the down? He's going to say move him back. It'll either be 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, or 2nd and 17.
He wants 3rd down.
I had a feeling he would do that. The penalty is indeed declined. 4:22 to go in the 3rd. Force the Rebels into 3rd and 12. From the 28-yard line. Weaver split to the left, Nowell to the right. Pistol set. Tight end and H-back to the left. Play fake to Brantley, roll out. Wilcox, he's under pressure, going back, throws complete to Chandler at the 32, but he's going to be tackled for a loss. They lose about 3, maybe 4 yards. In fact, a most ungenerous spot is going to say they lose 5 yards somehow on that play. Leave the red and blue with fourth and plenty, 4th and 17. We'll put 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Wilcox calls for the snap, back to throw, good protection, fires it over the middle, and it's caught by Nowell inside the 5-yard line. The Rebels are back in business. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and goal, and he got rocked as he went to the ground, and he's still on his back there, but the Rebels somehow convert a 4th and 17 with 3:36 to go.
Let me tell you something. He's dropped 2 or 3 passes he should have caught. He just made up for it. He was not going to be denied on that catch.
Caught it in between the 2 safeties who both hit him.
Yeah.
And Nowell's on his back. We'll take time out in his behalf with 3:36 to go, but the Rebels set up with 1st and goal, trailing 27-16.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciuszko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
We come back, thankfully, quickly from the timeout as junior wide receiver Matthew Nowell walks off the field on his own. Rebels are set up just outside the 1-yard line. Play that covered, I think, 32, 33? 32 yards. 1st and goal. Caden Chipley in at running back. Kemp and Chandler in the backfield. They're going to shift that 4-horseman formation from right to left. Run. QB1 over the left side into the end zone, but a flag thrown in from the backside. Hold everything. They're going to say illegal shift. I guess everybody wasn't set. I'm not sure what the shift was. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty assessed against Leake. They'll take the heavy package out while they walk the penalty off and run Jack Harkins and Mathen Weaver into the game. And also, guess who? Number 6, Mathen Weaver, he's okay. Matthew Nowell, he's okay. 2 wide receivers split to each side, line of scrimmage, the 6, 1st down and goal. Look like pressure coming from the outside. Here come the blitzers. They throw. Slot man. Nowell's got it inside the 1. Can't quite get to the painted line, but it's a gain of 5, and the Rebels have 2nd and goal from the 1. Great job by Nowell.
Yeah, that was a good catch. Turn. The defender was right there. Defender's got about 15 pounds on him. He just couldn't get him across the goal.
Now they signal train whistle. The big set comes back out there. Jackson is a tight end, Chandler and Kemp. Also Caden Chipley. 2nd and goal. Not sure why there's a pause in action here. The play clock's down at 4. The play clock just went to 0, but nobody seems concerned.
I think they had to replace the ball.
Okay.
For some reason.
2nd and goal from the 1 for the Rebels. Here's the big set from the right side. Look for number 1 to keep it. Now they're going to fake it, throw it toward Jackson in the back of the end zone. He catches it, but he's out the back, incomplete. Pass just a little too deep. And Starkville was not really fooled by the fake on that play. 3rd and 1.
Man, you're on the 1. That heavy set, I'd put my money on them getting a yard any day.
But now they set up in a shotgun, but Brantley is the running back. Keeper up the middle, untouched into the end zone, goes QB1 for the 3rd time tonight. That's 6 for the Rebels. And they're back within one score with 2:38 to go. Rebel touchdown presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting, 27-22. And the offense is staying out there, looking for two to get within a field goal. Third touchdown run for Wilcox. Here's the two-point play. Going to throw it back behind the line of scrimmage to Nowell, who tosses it into the end zone to Weaver for two, and the Rebels have drawn within three. It's 27-24 with 2:38 to go. We'll talk about it on the other side of the break as Leake Academy playoff football continues.
I sure do like my new hunting rifle. I bought it over at Ozark Ag. When I went in, they had such a great selection. Took me a while to make up my mind. I have it sighted in now, and I'm ready for the big bucks. Tomorrow I'm going back over to Ozark Ag and stock up on ammo. While I'm there, I just might check out those deer stands. Hey, honey, I know you're listening. Make sure you shop for me at Ozark Ag. They're on Highway 16 West in Carthage.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
Boswell Media Sports.
Morris Pharmacy kickoff, left to right. Matthew Nowell ready to come forward on it. Swings the leg. Deep kick. Taken by Lyle at the 12. Up the left hash. Coming to the outside. Got Marble in front of him. Slows him down. Then McDonald grabs him around the shoulders and just, calf wrestles him down.
Yep.
Outside the numbers at the 34-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go. Leake trails 27-24, but just picked up 8 points on that drive after the Nowell interception. And the big pass to Nowell that got him first and goal, and it was Wilcox going in from the one, and then a little trick play, lateral and pass from Nowell to Weaver for the 2-point conversion. That's performance therapy reset. 1st and 10 from the 34 now for the Vols. Handoff goes to Thomas. He breaks loose. Could have been stopped for a gain of about 1, but instead falls forward close to the 40. Picks up 4 on first down.
That young man,
in fact, they're going to give him 5. 5.
He's playing through some pain. He does not have that extra gear that he had the first 2.5 quarters.
Ball sent a receiver to each side. Cavillion to the near side. McKenzie to the right. Run option left side. Good play on the quarterback for gain of maybe a yard. Camden Marble, the senior, with an outstanding play on Bennett.
That's one of them things. If he would have pitched, he would have got the line to gain. But when you have your responsibility and you stay there, that was a great play by a linebacker.
Yep, that's playing your keys.
Yep.
Playing gap responsibility there. 3rd down and 4.
Once bitten, twice shy.
Shotgun set. Send
Movement.
man out to the slot. Left tackle moved. I thought the flag wasn't going to come. Everybody saw it except the men in stripes, but finally they got it.
It took him a while.
The linesman said, wait, there's a young man about 6 inches past the line of scrimmage. And he's a big guy, too.
Yes,
you can't hide.
You can't hide. When the Statue of Liberty falls, you got to notice. And he is a good-sized young man. Number 72. He's one of them. I don't know. Big old 11th grader.
3rd and 9. Line of scrimmage to 35.
Oh, this could be big here.
4 down lineman and a penalty flag comes out. Let's see what it is before. And that was before the ball was snapped. Let's see what this penalty is. Certainly got Coach Brian Pickens agitated. Sideline warning, is that what that is?
I think so.
Leake.
Well, this side threw a flag. The other side had to throw a flag.
Okay. We'll replay 3rd and 9. Clock winding under 1:05 to play in the 3rd. Rebels rush 5. Coming after Bennett. Good protection. Throw.
Oh!
Off target. Incomplete. Charlie Brantley in coverage on McKenzie at the 45. And the Rebel fans rise to their feet and make some noise. And the Rebels force a punt.
I'm telling you, that is the difference between week 2 and week 12, baby. Defensive backs are doing a fine job. Good play, Brantley. The senior wide receiver.
First punt for Tanner McKee in tonight's game.
Wow. Didn't realize that. Left-footed kicker.
Or maybe second punt. Let's see. I think I've called his name. But anyway, here's the punt. Left footer punts it. Brantley will get out of the way as it hits at the 35 and dies a couple of yards downfield, about the 33-yard line. And Leake takes over with 48 seconds to play in the 3rd, trailing only by a field goal, 27-24 to the number 1 seed, Starkville Academy Volunteers.
Yeah, that was the second punt. He punted one from about the 40.
That's right. It
almost down at the 1.
Yep. Yeah. Second punt of the night. 3rd quarter presented by Eastside Pawn and Gun.
Boy, this is a good game. You should, if you're not here, you ought to be.
Yep. If you're listening or you're watching, don't switch to any other game. 4 wideouts to throw is Wilcox, complete at the first down marker to Nowell. Gets a few extra yards to the 45, a pickup of 12, and a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10. It was 20-16 at the half. It's 27-24 right now. Rebels from the left hash at the 45. Put in the air again, quick throw, complete to Nowell. He has to go to his knees to catch it and picks up 4 to the 49.
Lost the yard.
Cornerback Bennett on coverage there. 2nd and 6. Leake doesn't have to run a play in the quarter if they don't want to, and I think Coach Pickens is pointing at the clock, so I think we've just seen the last play of the 3rd quarter, and boy, it's been a good one. I can't wait to see what the last 12 minutes hold for us. So, folks, stay with us. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the start of an exciting 4th quarter. Starkville Academy 27, Leake Academy 24. We return in 60 seconds.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, how may we help you?
Hey, I have a new puppy and I need to bring her in for vaccinations.
Oh, what's her name?
Ellie.
We're so glad you called for an appointment and look forward to meeting you and Ellie.
This is Dr. Brooke Bobo, and we at Carthage Veterinary Clinic are glad to schedule you an appointment for you and your pet. That way we can give you the time that you deserve.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, Highway 16 West in Carthage. Find all our contact info on Facebook or Google.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Boswell Media Sports.
12 minutes to go. Leake starts at the 49, 2nd and 6, going now right to left, north to south. Back to throw. Wilcox has a man open inside the 40. It's Weaver trying to get to the numbers outside. Gets tackled as he goes sideways by Ben Lyle. They pick up 12 yards and a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st down. No, actually a little more, about 15, excuse me. Start the quarter. 4th quarter presented by your friends at the Neshoba County Co-op. LA 1st and 10 with 3 wide receivers. Throwing left side complete to Nowell, who is tackled right away as he makes the catch at about the 28-yard line. It's a gain of about 8, maybe 9. Call it a 2nd down and a short 2. Leake back with a little tempo here. Wilcox takes a belt high snap, looks to his left. Pressure coming. He's going to get hit. Stays upright and then gains a couple of yards, but still sacked back at the 31. But he salvaged a couple of yards from where he was hit twice.
First sack of the night.
Timely play there from the Volunteer defense. They're just a minute plus deep into the quarter. It's 3rd down and 4 for Leake. Loss of about 3 on that play. 3 wide receivers. H-back set to the right. To throw, Wilcox throwing for Jackson, or is that Chandler who's got it? I couldn't tell. That's Jackson who's got it. He's going to be right at the sticks. We'll see what they indicate. It's going to be very close. He was tackled immediately by Lyle. It's going to be a first down. No measurement. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10 for Leake with 10.5 to play. Starkville leading 27-24, but LA's on the move. Wilcox wants to throw on 1st and 10. Over the middle, caught. Tackle made immediately at the 20 by Major Chandler getting the reception. Freshman gains about 6 on the catch. Leake taking what the defense gives them right now.
Yeah, going back to what they did the first quarter. Going to the spot.
They're in the David Barham Insurance red zone just inside the 20, 2nd and 4. Call it just right between the 20 and the 19. Brantley, the running back, at the right hip of Wilcox, who takes a snap, looking left, throw into the corner, one-on-one play, too deep in the corner, off the left hand of Nowell, incomplete.
The guy had leverage on Nowell. He sort of played it to the inside and then went back out to catch it, and it was just overthrown by a yard. So close.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. Nowell and Weaver split to the left. Starkville crowd rising to their feet. Jackson split to the right. Wilcox to throw on a 4-man rush. Pass right side, incomplete, through the hands of Jackson up over his head. Good coverage by Lyle along the 15.
Yeah.
They were throwing right for the first down marker. Rebels will have a 4th down play coming up here. I don't think they're going to line up to kick this.
No, I don't think so either. And even on an incompletion, this would be the deepest start for their offense of the night. But we're praying for the completion.
Rebels have come to the line with 12 on the play clock. 3 wide receivers, 4th down play. They need 4 yards. Wilcox to throw, is going to step up. Fake, trying to run, gets hit. Lunges for the sticks, but I think he's going to be a little bit short. We'll see where they mark it. It's going to be very close on the far sideline. Looks like the Volunteers are going to take over because I think he's about 2 feet, maybe 3 feet short of what he needed for the first down. The Volunteer defense turns back the Rebels with 9:32 to play. Fourth quarter presented by the Neshoba County Co-op. Remind Rebel fans that Total Pain Care is the wellness sponsor for Rebel Athletics. Check out their 7 locations and all that they provide at totalpaincare.org.
Now that was one of them, if it was a design play where he just took it and run it, he'd have made it.
Starkville with 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Bennett will keep right side, and he
good
is
play.
hit. Minimal gain. In fact, he may have lost a yard. Kobe Kemp, the middle linebacker, patrolling and stopping the quarterback.
10th grader, 5'11", or 5'10", 190. He looked 6'2", 240 on that one, buddy.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Line of scrimmage, the 15. Falls will huddle up. We have a final in the other side of this bracket we'll tell you about after this play. Bennett rolling out to his right. Throws too far in front of a receiver. That was Pierce. Incomplete. All right, Scott, you had a final from the Simpson Oak Forest game sent to you.
Yes, Boyd Burns sent it to me, so if it's wrong, it's on him. Final, 14-7, Simpson comes back to win.
Simpson advances. We'll get the winner of this game. If it's Leake, we'll play in Mendenhall. If it's Starkville, Cougars will come up here. 3rd and 11. 4-man front for the Rebels. Empty set. Backfield, Bennett over the middle. Pass caught by McKenzie, breaking loose momentarily at the 30 and getting to the 37. And Starkville gets the first down. A big play, and that ball almost picked off.
Oh, that was close. Boy, that was close. Excellent catch. Pinpoint accuracy. I mean, it was a good play. It could have went either way.
1st and 10 from the 37 for Starkville. Bennett going to race up the middle. Marble grabs him around the leg, twisted around till he goes down at the 41. Pickup of about 4. 2nd and 6. Owen Hitz heading off the field limping, and Garrett Joyner will come substitute for him at the defensive tackle position for Leake. Clock winding under 8:15 to play. Starkville leading 27-24. Handoff goes to Thomas, and he had a little daylight for a moment, but again, Camden Marble grabbing him around the left leg and getting him down just a yard short of the first down, the 46. 3rd down and 1 for Starkville.
Still a lot of time, but boy, I need a big play here.
3rd and a yard. 3 wide receivers. Bennett going to keep it all the way. Rebels stopping for a loss at the 44. They lose 2 on the play.
They brought Tyler Winston in from the left side on a stunt, and that right tackle just couldn't get to him.
Hagan, Bobo, and McDonald were the ones at the bottom of the pile. So 4th down and 3. What will Starkville elect to do? McKenzie and Bennett come to Coach Chase Nicholson on the near sideline, and Nicholson's looking at the clock.
They've already used 2 timeouts, correct?
Yep, they have just 1 timeout left. Looks like they're going to spend it right here.
Wow, that could be
a factor, as we're just not quite to the midway point of the final quarter. They will call the timeout with 6:47 to go. 27-24. We'll take it with them back in 60 as Leake Academy playoff football continues.
Neshoba County Co-op knows that opening day of dove season is one of the most anticipated and popular hunting days of the year. It brings family and friends together. Dove season's one of the first hunting opportunities of fall as the long and hot Mississippi summer ends. Get on over to Neshoba County Co-op today. They've got everything you need to make the big day a huge success. Neshoba County Co-op, 338 Main Street, Philadelphia.
He's headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Leake Academy.
The Junction and Prince Oil Fuel Champions. As you travel to the game, shop and fuel with people who are invested in your community. 60 years of fueling Central Mississippi and champions like Leake Academy. Locations are all over Mississippi. Carthage.
We're coming back. Don't want you to miss this. 4th down and 3 play for Starkville from the 44. Empty set. Bennett going to keep it himself. He's going to get hit. Won't get back to the 45. Camden Marble making the tackle. The Rebels get it back on downs. LA defense standing tall. How about that, Scotty?
Hey, that was an excellent play. I mean, that's just a get in the trenches and
just hunkering down.
Hunker down. To quote Keith Jackson from years back, hunker down, whoa, Nelly, here we go. And this is the way the playoffs is supposed to be. Either team, over halfway through the fourth quarter, both teams got kids limping on and off and getting stung. This is good football.
Leake going to start at the plus 44, coming off the sideline.
Quick snap.
With Charlie Brantley out to take the snap.
Look at this.
Wilcox,
look at this.
Toss
Look
it
at
back to Wilcox. Going to throw it deep. He's got Nowell behind a defender throwing for the end zone. The Rebels have it. Touchdown. He's got it. 6 for the Rebels. 44 yards on the trick play.
Wow.
I don't know what to say. Scott Engel.
It was, hey, they took it. Didn't we get scored on like that right before the half?
Something like that.
Wasn't there a trick play?
44 yards.
Who threw the ball?
Wilcox threw it. He was lined up as a receiver on the right side. And Brantley swept to the right, tossed it to him, coming back toward the middle of the field, and he found a wide open Matthew Nowell, a diving catch on the end zone, but the extra point is good.
Yes.
Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting, and it is 31-27 with 6:32 to play. And yes, it is that exciting.
How many yards was that touchdown?
44 yards on the pass and catch.
From Wilcox to Nowell.
Wilcox, yep.
Nowell has more than made up for those couple of drop
and
balls.
What if I told you before this game that Wilcox's first touchdown pass would be at the midway point of the fourth quarter?
No, If you'd have told me that he had to run for 2, yeah, okay, I believe their defense is that good, but I would not.
31-27 is our new score.
Hey, look, that 2-point conversion's massive.
Yes.
Massive right now, 4 points.
So now it's the Vols who are 4 points behind. 6:32 to go.
A lot of football left, though. Man, there's a lot of football left.
Boy, has this crowd been entertained, and the two of us sure have too. We hope those of you watching on the Rosebud General Store video stream have been entertained as well. Those of you listening on Cruising 98.3 FM. Oh, you gotta love Mississippi High School playoff football. Here's the Morris Pharmacy kickoff from Nowell. He'll boot it deep. He's gonna hit the 15, get behind Lyle. He's gonna scoop it up at the 8. White shirts around him. He's going to break to the outside. A big block coming to the 30, 35, and then get wrapped up. Dylan Massey, Kate McGraw get a hold of him and bring him down near the 40. But, yeah, you heard Scott react to a vicious block, and
I saw it coming, too.
You know, they didn't call a blindside block on it.
No, and it was
New line of scrimmage is the 40.
If that would have been Alabama versus LSU tomorrow, that would have been a flag thrown on that.
Well, they move it back to the 39. So 39-yard line, the new starting line of scrimmage. But the Rebels went 44 yards in one play on the trick play. Nowell from Wilcox. That's a performance therapy reset. Bennett breaks through a tackle across midfield. 45. 40, breaks through another tackle still. Rebels chasing him 25, and he's chased out of bounds at the 21. And just like that, huge quarterback keeper turns momentum back towards Starkville with 6:08 to go.
A lot of football left.
Rebels 31, Vols 27. First time Leake has led tonight, but here comes Starkville. They're not going away. Stepping out at the 23.
We walk those defensive backs up, man on man, 2 yards in between you, and it's hard to track down a quarterback when you got your back to the ball. And Bennett is elusive.
They'll bring receivers close to the formation. Handed off on a sweep to Lyle, looking for a block left side. Goes inside the 20, cuts upfield on his feet. 15, 10, 5, and he is in for a touchdown. So Leake's lead lasts only 33 seconds.
Wow.
As Starkville grabs the reins of this ball game to go up 33-31 with the extra point coming. 23 yards on the run from Lyle. 5:59 to play. Here's the kick. It's up and it's good.
Wow.
All right, 34-31. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more fourth quarter action as Rebel playoff football continues.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
I sure do like my new hunting rifle. I bought it over at Ozark Ag. When I went in, they had such a great selection. Took me a while to make up my mind. I have it sighted in now, and I'm ready for the big bucks. Tomorrow I'm going back over to Ozark Ag and stock up on ammo. While I'm there, I just might check out those deer stands. Hey, honey, I know you're listening. Make sure you shop for me at Ozark Ag. They're on Highway 16 West. Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Little sky kick over to the 25-yard line. Jack Harkins under it at the 26, and he gets run into the near boundary. Short of the 30-yard line, so Leake will take over at their 29 with 5:57 to go. And their lead lasted only 33 seconds as Starkville has gone back on top 34-31 with under 6 to play in the Neshoba County Co-op fourth quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what. Best field position after a kickoff for the night, though, at the 29-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Rebels. 4 wide receivers. Brantley, the running back, takes the handoff. Will scoot forward for just a couple. If that, he'll get 2 to the 31. 2nd and 8 for LA.
Lost a yard on the spot.
Here's a final. Amory defeats Kosciuszko in a first-round 4A playoff game, 24-23. Missed extra point. Hurt the Whippets. Throw incomplete on the little hitch near side to Nowell on 2nd and 8. It'll leave the Rebels with 3rd and plenty. 3rd and 8. Big play here, needless to say. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hard count. 3-man rush. Linebacker sneaking up on the edge, or a DB sneaking up on the edge. Wilcox with plenty of time. Takes the snap. Sets his feet to throw. Complete right at the boundary near side. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down for Leake. We'll say it was his left foot that went out. They'll say the 42. Okay.
We're going to lose a yard on
well, now they're going to scoot it up to the 43.
Split the difference. They split the difference.
Either way, 1st and 10, the Rebels
Amen.
move the chains, heading right to left. 2 receivers to each side of the line. Wilcox drops back to throw, now stepping up, nothing deep. Now he's going to toss it in Vol territory, complete to Weaver, who fights his way for some extra yardage inside the 45, and that's good for a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down.
He was running
Bennett and also 13, Brody Berkeley, knock him out of bounds.
Yeah, he was running out of options as he neared the line of scrimmage. Good play.
Gain of 13. 1st and 10, Rebels. 5:15 on the clock. Starkville 34, Leake 31. Chandler at the left hip of Wilcox. 3 receivers bunched wide to the right. Wilcox drops the snap, throws it out quickly to Weaver behind the line of scrimmage. Now he gets past a defender and will get a modest gain to the 41. Gets 3 on first down. The Rebels flirted with disaster on that play as we go under 5 to play. $7 yards to go on 2nd down. Leake staring into the far sideline with birthday boy Coach Cody Burns making the calls. We'll know in just a little bit how happy a birthday it is for Coach Burns.
Yes, sir.
2nd and 7. Rebels get to the line with 7 on the play clock. Handed off to Weaver. Nothing inside, and he got clipped, cut down right at the line of scrimmage by Beckett Leslie. He just got him around the knees and didn't let him turn upfield. Going to be 3rd and 7. No gain.
Yeah, just couldn't break it out to the outside.
So 3rd down from the 41. Rebels need to reach the 34. Wilcox on play action. Throws, and it's tipped away by Lyle at the 35. They were looking for Nowell on an out pattern.
Yep. Read him like a book. That was a good play on the cornerback over there.
4th down coming up for the Rebels.
Fortunate that wasn't intercepted.
4th and 7, 3:55 to go. Leake can stop the clock 3 times.
Yeah.
Starkville's used all their timeouts. 4th and 7.
Boy, the crowds are going crazy.
And timeout called by Coach Brian Pickens. We're not going to step away in case and put you in any danger of missing this 4th down play. We'll give you a performance therapy reset. It was 20-16 Volunteers at the half, but Leake outscored the Vols 8-6 in that 3rd quarter. No, excuse me, 8-7. And so we were at 27-24 going to the going to the 4th quarter. And then Leake took the lead at the 6:32 mark with a 44-yard little trick play pass. It wasn't anything little about a big trick play to the pass from Wilcox to Nowell, 44 yards out after taking over on downs. Made it 31-27. And then it only took the Vols about, 3 plays to strike back and go 60-plus yards to retake the 34-31 lead on a 23-yard run by Ben Lyle.
Here we go.
4th and 7 now for LA from the Volunteer 41. Weaver in motion from the slot, right to left. Wilcox to throw,
Got him.
over the middle, and it's incomplete. Kind of in the middle, kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
And it goes over on downs to Starkville with 3:52 to go.
Well, this is what Friday nights were made for, Mr. Phillip. Backs against the on the 8th and on the 8th day, God created football. Boy, this has been a game.
The Volunteers take over at the 41, leading by 3. The Rebels can stop the clock twice now.
How long is it going to take them to set the play?
Answer, a very long time.
That
a super duper long time. Now the play clock finally starts.
Plenty of time to set a play up.
Starkville got a lot of guys up close to the formation. Bennett will just sweep it around the right side. Has open space, comes outside the numbers, tackled by Charlie Brantley at the 49. That's a 9-yard gain on 1st down. That's not what the Rebel D was hoping for right there, but quickly Coach Brian Pickens spends his 2nd timeout with 3:35 to play. Or did he?
Nope.
No, he did not spend
Nope,
the
he did
timeout.
not.
Okay. Pardon me. Still 2 timeouts left. 3:22 and the clock draining.
Yeah.
2nd and 1.
Oh, we held him at 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 earlier. We sure do need to stop here.
Thomas behind Bennett in the pistol. Thomas takes the handoff. He's got the 1st down, breaks to the 2nd level 40 and gets tripped up, or he might have been running for 6.
Yeah,
Jack Harkins saved the day there and got him out of his shoe.
De-shoot him.
But it's a 1st down for the orange and blue.
So this is the drive. No timeouts. Going down
Clock. Yeah, excuse me, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's getting down to about 12 seconds.
Clock ticking, 2:35. Handoff again, Thomas, and he meets a wall of white jerseys.
There you go.
Hagen Bobo stood him up, pushed him back, lost a yard, 2nd and 11. Clock continues to run, under 2:20 to go.
Just sent in about 4 new players. Boy, if Coach Harkins could take the opportunity to substitute right now, we'll get a 10-second runoff.
2nd and 11. "36-yard line, the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 11. They'll toss it over street, hit once, twice, somehow stays on his feet and gets positive yardage. 2 Rebels tried to get him for a loss, but finally Hagen Bobo puts him down along the numbers at the 34. Coach Pickens will call the timeout with 3rd and about 8.5 coming up here with 1:41 to go.
Wow.
So Leake trying to stop it one more time, but you got to stop Starkville on 3rd and 9 to do it.
Yeah.
Line of scrimmage, the 34-yard line. Starkville leads 34-31 with just 101 seconds to go. Lee can call one more timeout. The ball's come to the line of scrimmage. They'll have Thomas at running back. Have a couple of H-backs set to the right side. Keeper Bennett, he's across the 30, 25, dancing around, still on his feet, 20, and he's going to take off for the end zone and score the touchdown that will prove to be most likely the dagger for the Rebels' playoff hopes. Going 34 yards for 6.
Well, he was out there by himself, didn't have a lead blocker, used every trick in his package, excellent feet. Boy, what a play.
40-31.
What a
Here's
play.
Nathan Miller's point after attempt. That kick is through the uprights and good. 1:31 to play. Starkville 41, Leake 31, our new score. Back in 60.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-thru and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Nathan Miller with the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. Skies it over to the 31 into the hands of Reese Atkinson, who gets hit once then twice right at the 30-yard line. His helmet gets knocked off by that second hit. LA will start at their 30, down 41-31. Starkville took over with 3:52 to go at their own 41 after turning the Rebels over on downs. 34 yards on the keeper left side from Briggs Bennett for 6, and Miller's extra point made it 41-31 with 91 seconds to play. That's a Performance Therapy reset.
Well, if you're from the Leake area, your prayer is a touchdown, an onside kick, and a field goal.
And all very quickly. Wilcox fires it right side, complete for about 11 yards.
Got him!
And then they throw a little hook and lateral play for about an extra 20 yards down to the 41. Play, of course, you don't see till you're behind, and it was thrown to Jackson, lateraled back to Weaver. And so
we'll figure out how to stat that here in a moment.
I know how. It's just going to take a second. Maybe if we get a stoppage of play, I'll tell you. There's a right way to do it.
Okay.
It's 1st and 10 from the 44. Oh, and Wilcox gets sacked as he's chased from the pocket back to the Leake 45. Loss of 11. Everybody's got to hurry back to the line. Rebels can stop the clock one more time. From the 45, 2nd and 21. Wilcox under pressure, throws, beautiful spiral left side, going to be too deep. Inside the 15-yard line and incomplete. The only player who had a chance at it was wearing blue.
Yes, sir.
Starkville blue. All right, you score it, a pass from the point of the line of scrimmage to where the pitch was made. That was about the 50 or the 45 or the 50.
So the 30
then it's a
50
then it's a run.
So it's a 15. Okay, I got you. And he threw it first
I think that's right.
Who did he throw it to?
Jackson.
To Jackson.
And then to Weaver. Now, Jackson to Weaver.
Gotcha.
I haven't seen that play in about 8 years, so I'm a little rusty. I may be wrong. 3rd down and 21. Throw, was it intercepted at the 45? No, was it, or was it not? No. Well, trying to see what the far side official says. Yeah, he finally points at Starkville's ball with 44 seconds to go, and that will seal the Rebels' fate tonight. Interception thrown at the 45. Diving INT made. I think that was Jackson Easton making the play, and that will seal the victory for Starkville. They're going to host Simpson here next week and in the state semifinals.
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Philip Palmertree. This is by far, and I'm talking Thursday nights, TV at the house, Sunday afternoons, one of the most exciting games I've saw this year.
Same here. Kneel down on 1st down. No need for Coach Pickens and company to use that timeout. Just one more snap will seal it with 25 seconds to go, and the players will shake hands, and we'll get to the final, and Starkville gets a thrilling victory over Leake to keep their season going and put the Rebels season, unfortunately, at an end. 41-31 is the final. We'll have the Woodstock Furniture postgame after we take this break as Leake Academy playoff football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
We were celebrating a birthday, so we took the family out to dinner at a steakhouse. You may have known it as Lee's, but now it's a new building with a new name. The same great chef and owner, Artie Reed, and Hometown Prime. My beef filet was cooked perfectly, and we can't wait to go back. Steak, seafood, the best sweet tea, and of course, homemade desserts.
Delicious.
For daily specials and hours, Google Hometown Prime and like them on Facebook. Hometown Prime is ready for you. Highway 21, Sebastopol.
Now, Bob, when we started the Bring Your Kid to Work Day, this wasn't exactly what we had in mind.
I'm sorry, but they're my babies. We're about to go grab lunch and then head to the farm.
Well, where are you headed?
Rosebud General Store out there in Rosebud on Highway 487 East. Nothing but the best for my babies. They got everything you need for your farming.
Well, your calf sure is sweet. Does she have a name?
There's the cow patty.
Whoa, let me get this straight. You named your cow Patty?
No, sir. It's what you stepped in.
Ew.
Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare supplements. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham,
941-1280 on the north side of the square in Carthage.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Register to win a 70-inch smart TV during the end of summer savings sale at Woodstock Furniture Value Center. Bedrooms plus free mattress $798. Living rooms just $698. Dining sets only $398. And queen mattresses $199. Kings $299. Plus, it's all backed by our low price and same-day delivery guarantee with no credit needed and no money down. Only at Woodstock Furniture Value Center in Meridian, Philadelphia, and WoodstockValueCenter.com.
Boswell Media Sports.
Bill Palmertree with you, J. Logan Field in Starkville. Leake Academy Rebels 2023 season comes to an end here tonight with a 41-31 win in a thrilling ball game against the number 1 seed Starkville Academy Volunteers. Starkville will move on and host Simpson right here next Friday night. The winner of that game goes on to the state championship. We'll take a look back at some of the scoring in this ball game, then a look at the scoreboard, and we'll also have Scott Engel talk about some of the stats of this game as we wrap things up. Starkville scored on their first possession. It took them 4 minutes plus to score, but Johnson, their outstanding running back, scored an 8-yard run, and Miller's kick made it 7-0. But Leake scored 3 minutes later on their first possession. George Wilcox going in for his first of 3 touchdown runs this evening. Kick was missed. It was 7-6, 5:13 to go in the first. Then again, possession and score. The Volunteers get a 29-yard pass from Briggs Bennett to Luke McKenzie, 29 yards away, 14-6 after the point after. Then with 20 seconds to go in the quarter, Leake answered on their next possession as Wilcox scored, crashing in from the 2, and it was 14-13 after one quarter. Starkville extended the lead back out to 20-13 when their quarterback Bennett ran in a touchdown, his first of 3 touchdown runs tonight. They failed to convert the extra point. It was 20-13, and then Leake narrowed it to 20-16 in the final 30 seconds of the quarter with a Matthew Nowell 23-yard field goal. We were 20-16 at the half. Starkville scored middle part of the third quarter on an 18-yard run by Bennett after a short punt gave them just a 41-yard field to cover, and they went ahead with their largest lead of the night at 27-16. But Leake answered just under 5 minutes, long drive that ended with a Wilcox 1-yard run, and they converted the 2-point conversion on a Nowell pass to Weaver, and it was 27-24 as we went to the fourth. Leake, teams are basically turning it over on downs, and then Leake scored with 6.5 minutes to play on a 44-yard pass after taking over from defense turning over Starkville. 44-yard pass from Wilcox to Nowell, and they went up with their only lead of the night, 31-27, but that lead lasted just 33 seconds as the Volunteers went 60-plus yards in 4 plays, and it was Lyle going on a sweep play to the left side for 6, and that gave Starkville the lead at 34-31 with 5:59 to go. They turned the Rebels over on downs with 3:52 to go, and then trying to get as much time off the clock as they could, they end up scoring. Bennett breaks loose into the secondary and runs in from 34 yards, and Miller added the final point of the ball game with 1:31 to go. 41-31 is our final. Scott, give us a little bit of a statistical picture of tonight's ball game. Oh, sorry. Let me turn your mic up and let you do that.
Fine.
It works a lot better that way.
Yes, sir. We rushed the ball 10 times first half, 10 times the second half. Total rushing of 53 yards for the night. We were very dependent on the passing. For the game, 38 of 66, 2 interceptions, 385 yards. for the game. So we ran 86 plays, 438 yards. That's 5 yards. If you'd have told me 10 weeks ago we'd average 5 yards a play, have a lead in the fourth quarter, and have a quarterback that's thrown, does this put him over 2,000?
Easily over 3,000 yards.
3,000? I'd have said, Philip Palmertree, you've drank too much jungle juice. But I tell you what, nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, man, nothing at all to be ashamed of.
Nope, not at all.
Great. I'm not going to say a turnaround. They were not, Leake is a powerhouse year after year. But from point A to point B, or from A to Z, the amount of growth and maturity and composure and competitive spirit, I've never seen a team grow so much in 12 games.
Yep, and we'll come back to that point in just a second. We'll give you the quick look at a few scores. You can check scores all night and all morning tomorrow at Kicks96news.com, but we'll give you a few that are particularly interesting to us. Now, we've already mentioned Simpson comes from behind to win 14-7 over Oak Forest. On the other side of the bracket, Capaya beats Lamar 28-21, so the Colonels move into the semifinals. And in Lamar's season, the other side of that bracket, the number 2 seed Park Lane is trailing by 1 in the fourth quarter, 35-34 to the 10 seed Adams County Christian. Now, that game's going to go down to the wire and be an exciting game, or is an exciting game. A couple of others that we'll point out to you. Resurrection Christian leading French Camp 21-7 in the fourth quarter. 24-23 win for the Amory Panthers over Kosciuszko in a 4A playoff game. And a few others. Canton Academy blows out Indianola 49-0. Winston ends Washington's season 35-7. The Patriots get that one. Tri-County blows out Clinton Christian in a playoff game 46-0. Let's see, we go back. We mentioned this one earlier. St. Joe, no trouble with North Delta, winning 45-6. Lloyd Starr edges Lake 21-20 and ends the Hornets season. And Newton County wins over North Pontotoc in a first-round playoff game 29-7. That'll be our look at the scoreboard tonight. And I'll come back to Scott's point. What more? You just can't say enough, I'll put it that way, about the maturing of this Rebel team this season. It's been fun to watch. Those first 4 games were tough at times on the scoreboard, but we were seeing that team play better every week and improve, and it started to come around in week 5. And the Rebels had this really strong finish to the year, and they took the number 1 team in 5A to the brink, led with 6 minutes and change to play, and lose this one 41-31 to bring the season to an end. We're going to name players of the game, and it's going to be this entire Rebel senior class, and that's presented by In Sports. I'll read their names off to you before we sign off, and those young men have been great leaders on this ball club, as Coach Brian Pickens has said in our interview segments. Charlie Brantley, John Donovan, Tanner Johnson, Ben Jackson, also Braden Hall, Dylan Massey, Garrett Joyner, Seth Martin, Carter Walsworth, and Andrew McCall. Tip of the cap to the Rebel senior class who played their last football game tonight in Starkville in this quarterfinal ball game. Starkville wins it 41-31. Thanks to John Alden Crosby for running action camera this year. Thanks to our studio producer, Billy Steen. We appreciate Lisa, Melissa, Laura, Ashley, BMO, and our award-winning producer-director, Breck Riley, the whole team at Boswell Media Sports. Thank you, Scott Engel. It's been a whole lot of fun. We're shaking hands now. You can't see on the radio, but sure have enjoyed these Friday nights with you.
Well, look, I learned more about Philip Palmertree last week traveling down to Louisiana. You've drugged me all over this state from 100 degrees to going to go freezing tonight. It has been a joy and a pleasure, and let me tell you something. They ain't nobody finer in high school football than Philip Palmertree. It's been a privilege to be beside you and all the other staff this year. What an honor.
Well, thank you, and you've brought a lot of fun and color and a whole lot of detail and insight into these ball games, and I sure have enjoyed them too, Scott Engel, so thank you. And thanks to all our sponsors. Remember our sponsors when you're making health care insurance decisions, health care for your pet, when you're when you're buying things for the home, for the deer camp, and tax and accounting decisions, all those things that we've all got to do from time to time. And we appreciate loyal sponsors like we've had from this year and year in, year out from our Leake Academy family and from the entire community in Scott County, Leake County, Newton County, Neshoba County, and even up in Winston County as well. So thanks to all our sponsors this year, and we'll be back with some basketball in about 3 weeks. The Monday after Thanksgiving be our first Boswell Media Sports basketball broadcast as the Rebels welcome Hartfield into the Joe F. Shepherd Gymnasium. So until then, be signing off and thanking you all again. We're signing off from Starkville. I'm Philip Palmer-Tree. Rebels lose in the quarterfinals tonight to Starkville Academy 41-31. But until we're together again, grace and peace to every one of you.